Hello, and welcome back to MIRRORMOURN. I feel like there's an audio issue going on here. Yes, there is. Okay. Please bear with me, everybody. I don't know what in the world went wrong. I think I know. I knew I was forgetting something. I need to share. There we go. You guys hearing the music now? Okay, thank you. Welcome back to MIRRORMOURN, and I am your game master Esper, who also is the producer of this show and the person who runs all the sound and effects and stat blocks and windows and map tool. And I also roll dice. There's other things I do. I'm like an octopus, multi-armed monstrosity juggling 1,000 things, which causes bloopers. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves, and we'll get back into the thick of this story that's been brewing and brewing and building.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Warsor, and I play Walykos, the level 6 Ranger Swarmkeeper half-elf.
I'm Vince. I am playing the Wild Magic Sorcerer, Vapor.
I'm Nick. I am playing the level 6 Swashbuckling Rogue, Adriel Mantevel.
And I'm Adam, and I'm playing Aygir, who is an Artificer, specifically an Armorer to keep the A thing, and a Hobgoblin, and like everyone else, he's level 6.
Well, this plot has been thickening more and more. We've got a bunch of different things happening, many of them interrelated. So, let's see. Last we played, there were some main things happening. You all have been seeking out a hideout that is supposed to be underneath an old warehouse in the Shackle Downs district, not far from the wharf, where a certain Zelex, a lieutenant of Belvander, apparently has been meeting with someone having to do with this growing plot to retake for the Belvander, this giant lord, this giant magus of old, to retake the city of Barnacle, or as he might call it, Eoberg City. And you met Arachno briefly, who you have known of him, and you think you've seen him once previously, way back earlier on in the campaign. He seems to be fighting on the same side as you, against, initially against the Night Stalker, and now against whatever other threats are brewing. He doesn't seem to know as much as you all know, but maybe he knows some things that you don't know, and you want to have a meeting with him this evening at the Rook Tower. There's a secret plot happening with Adriel. You've made contact with Belvander. You've gotten an invitation to a dinner at the Honeybeak household that had a indication on it that it also was aligned with Belvander's plot and how you might be able to involve yourself to gain what it is that you want to gain. But that's just for you. We'll appreciate all the other players sticking to character knowledge only. Vapor is currently rather distraught whenever Adriel's not near, and on edge and anxiety-ridden. Aygir has been meeting with Lord Canis Spindle, the Broken Tower, trying to figure out what are these strange alchemical components that are being constructed or mixed together or set up by, you believe, Zelex and whoever else is in league with him. Again, connecting to Belvander and attempting to retake Barnacle. There's a lot I could say, but I think that's enough to get us started off. So I think where we're gonna start is it's dark. It's after dark at the Rook Tower, and I think you all are there.
Was I not talking with the person about getting the grow sheet and stuff?
Last session, we did leave off with Nick still negotiating how much Grove Sheen he was going to try and smuggle in. I rewatched last session to make sure.
Yes, you went to a fume hovel. You went to a gambling den. Okay. I had completely spaced out on that, but it's all come back to me now. So you are actually in a gambling den, Adriel. Later you'll be reconvening with your party at the Rook Tower. You used your kind of streetwise abilities and some thieves' cant to locate this gambling den. There's a faded painting on the side of an old building of a skeletal king on a throne with a sword thrust through his bony chest. The doorkeeper opens up with "No more beggars," and you responded with the secret passphrase of "I'm not here to beg, I'm here to buy." And he let you in, and you gambled a bit. You met this long, scruffy-haired, quite plump dwarf named Kra. He seems to be a black market dealer, a fence, maybe involved with smugglers.
You say you can bring half-giant smoke from the Tangoli.
Yes, I have a contact. I know someone that can procure the sorry. Who can procure the extremely refined and pure Grovesheen.
This could be of much money involving this. Hey, so is good you are speak with me. You are bring full satchel. Yes, one full satchel, you say?
Yes, I believe I can get that.
Is much for pure smoke. You want me to take care of this once you are bring inside?
Yes, once I'll have to talk with my contact, figure out the time and place, but once I know that, if I can find a way to meet with you, we can meet up and get this brought into the city.
Yes. You will be go. Tell me when you will be go, and I know to meet you. Yes, we make time.
He does some counting on his fingers, his pudgy fingertips.
100 gold monies is good for you.
Oh man, I don't have 100 gold. Is he asking for he wants the 100 gold now?
This the pay. You are
yes,
to sell for me, yes?
Yes, of course. Yes. Once we get the Grovesheen in,
I am not understand. Okay. I am offer you. Yes, is good. I explain you more. You need?
No, I think I understand. Once we get the Grovesheen in, I will happily give you the fruits of the labor.
Is best price. Kra is with best price for you.
Of course, of course. Well,
This,
it's just you that I'm meeting with Kra.
Oh, well, I have some others. They are used of be with me, yes. But
So are they trustworthy, Kra?
they are what?
Are they trustworthy? Can we trust them? I haven't met them. They don't seem to be here.
Work for me long time. Yes.
Good, good.
You can make this again. Yes? More time?
Perhaps, assuming our partnership here is fruitful and goes well, then I think that we could arrange for more business dealings.
we can talk of this. Again, we will make this. You can, how you say, multiplicate, this first monies. This is, to begin only. If you have this, supplying again and again and again, you are, speak with best man for this.
Yes, of course. I'll speak with my contact. What's the soonest that we can get?
Where
this
you
done?
live now? Well, one day you will live in a manor home.
Yes, I do hope to one day be able to live like a lord.
Ah, yes. You are live of house like alderman.
Or Mantavel.
Montavale.
Yes, the Storm Castle.
Ah, yes, the Tower of the Storm. Well, many time you must make this for have tower, but like Manor of Alderman, you will have one day. I see this could be if you bring again and again, if you have contact with the giant folk of Tangeli.
Indeed. Well, what about this crawl? I do have places to be, people to see. How about we meet back here, same time tomorrow, and we can discuss everything else.
Okay, I will be here tomorrow. Is good.
Sounds good, Crawl. And I'll stand up and I'll put my hand out to like shake his.
Yes, he stands as well and gives you a hearty shake with a sweaty, pudgy dwarven hand.
Yeah, I'll say I'm glad that we could work out a deal, Crawl. Oh, and that drink that you can have the rest of it because I was drinking some of his stuff, so I'll give him the rest of mine.
Is not for elf drink this. You will pass bad.
A bit too strong for me. Yes, I prefer the Grove Sheen.
If you have this the real Grove de Sheen, is make the dwarf drink a stupid thing. No, not stupid thing. Is how can I say this? Cormancano. Do you know this meaning of? I say you. This dwarven drink take you down to the earth. This Grove de Sheen take you up into the cloud.
No, I think I do understand, Craw. Indeed, my father is a dwarf actually, so I do know a little bit about this.
Yeah, you are knowing then. Have you one good father? Grove de Sheen that you were speaking of, we not find, nobody will find in Barnacle City. Is something these government, they not want the people go to the cloud, have too much knowing of how the thing really be. They want the people not be so excellent, no brilliant, nah.
Indeed, Craw.
Past the noonday 3 bell.
Sounds good to me, Craw. I'll see you then. And,
Okay. Hearken to this.
Yep. And I will. Adriel will leave the premises. And I guess he'll go back and meet up with his party. At the where are we meeting? The Storm Castle, I think.
Rook Tower.
Rook Tower. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
I
is
will
a
head over
subsidiary of the Storm Tower.
Mhm.
So Kra is eager to strike up this business prospect with you. Seems that he can furnish some
I
good
guess-
payment for some good quality and good size quantities of the
Get us some good money.
authentic Grove Sheen, and that if you can continue supplying this, you all can expand upon this business venture, and you will be living large.
Indeed. Just like a Mantivale, just like a lord. It would be
Just like a Mantivale. It's getting dark as you are making your way back to the Rook Tower.
Do I see like someone on the street stabbing an old man that I can help out?
Not at all. In fact, there are very few people on the streets. You pass by just a couple people, and they look to be hurried, and they have a wary gaze. Their eyes shift from one direction to the next, as though making sure that
Are they
there
dwarves?
is no danger about.
Are they dwarves or are they humans? Or
They are not.
elves?
They're not. You see a pair of elven fellows. Hmm. So you definitely notice it is getting late, but there are unusually low number of people on the street.
Yeah, I'll approach those two actually, and kind of look at them and say, something going on here that I should be aware of.
There's talk of revolt. You best get back
Revolt?
inside just in case something happens this night.
Revolt, you say? Against the lords, Monocle.
Yeah, the small folk from the common wing.
Interesting.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor. What's going round?
I see, and you're afraid of this. Isn't this for your benefit?
These don't seem to be folk from the common wing.
Oh, these are not. Okay, I see.
This is
yeah,
this
I'll
is like
just-
as you're making your way back to the storm tower.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just nod.
They seem to be heading.
pursue
They
it
seem to
further.
be heading to Strong Castle.
Yep. I won't pursue it further. I'll just head back to the rook tower.
Okay, so there's talk of people concerned about a revolt happening tonight, and so you as well hasten along, and you reconvene with your three allies at the Rook Tower.
Mm-hmm. Is it once I'm with my allies, I'll go up to Walykos because I want to discuss this with him before I discuss Aygir. I'll say, Walykos, do you think we could talk privately?
Of course, we have much to discuss. We had some great success in our search today.
Indeed, I had a bit of success in my own right as well.
Well, shall you? Who goes first? You tell me. What do you think?
Sorry, who goes first? My bad.
Yeah, no. Do you want to tell
are
me
we
your
private?
news?
Oh, are we private? Okay, cool. I didn't know if we
I
were
mean,
already
we're
in a
in the
private-
Rook
yeah,
Tower,
fair
I
enough,
assume. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll say, for myself, I decided to take a look to see if I could find these Belvandor servants in more of the underground of the city, see if we could find it that way. I came into contact. Yes?
Are you talking about the three servants that were looking for the
Yes.
the dwarves or
Yes.
whatever they were?
Yes, Klein, Jib, and Wormbait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we
Yes,
don't
well-
know that they're dwarves, but one of them seemed to be a dwarf.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah. I'll say, well, they seem to be pretty good at smuggling and just getting around guards and things like that. So, well, I found someone in the, oh man, what was the place called? Southern City, I think. Is that what it was? I wrote
If you
that down.
Yeah.
Marvel.
The
This is
place that you were
Molly.
just at.
Yeah, do I have a name for it, or is it just like a back alley place?
You spoke to someone, and he said it was like, so and so's place, but it's not Kraw's
Okay.
place. Kraw was just someone who frequents there. Oh my gosh, I don't think I made a name. So it's
I don't think I
we're gonna
asked,
call
so
it
That's fair.
we're gonna call it Jandor's place.
Jandor's
He's
place.
he's the table keeper there.
Gotcha. I'll say. Yeah, I was at a place called Jandor's Place. It's a well, some of the criminals
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
of a few humble criminals go. And I met up with a dwarf, actually. His name's Craw. He's actually a smuggler, and he has some contacts, I believe, that may point us in the direction of the ones that we're looking for. Perhaps not. Perhaps it does. Perhaps it doesn't.
Did he know any of the names, Wormbait or Jib or anyone like that?
I didn't mention it to him yet, but I am meeting with him tomorrow, and hopefully I can discuss more about his contacts then. I didn't want to right away mention it just in case it might throw him off or think that I'm actually prying too closely. But either way, whether he knows these people or not, I actually do have a bit of a business arrangement with him now that could make us a bit of money. A bit of gold.
Oh, so you decided to do a business arrangement while we were out looking for the explosives that could destroy the city.
Well, yes, but again, if he actually knows these people, if those are the people that are going to smuggle it in, that would help us.
I
find
mean,
them as
they've
well.
already smuggled it in. Like the bird has landed. The nest has been made.
Of course, but if we find them, then we can make them tell us where it is. It'd be more beneficial to have them.
Let me just. I don't want to cut you off, but I think we kind of found the place.
Oh, well then.
I appreciate that this seems like a good idea, but we did find a warehouse where
perhaps you should have gone first in our conversation.
Yeah, maybe I should have. But you seem so excited to talk to me. I thought that you had something really. I mean, it's good that you spent your time, I guess, making a business arrangement then. But
yes, we'll at least be able to make some gold, I suppose, after all of this.
I mean, yeah, making money is never a bad thing. It's just, wow, I did not expect that. Huh. Well, that's good. What sort of business arrangement before I go?
Well, that's what I need to talk to you about, actually. You have a bit of a better relationship with Aygir, right, than I do?
And that's a very low bar. I mean, let's be honest. Well, you aren't exactly a people person, Adriel.
No, well, I'm a people person, just not with these kinds of people, I suppose.
Why not? I mean, you're so good with other people. You know how to kiss the babies and shake the babies and kiss whatever,
That's
but
politics though, Walykos.
So politics with them.
I don't have the politics with my party. I just need them to keep my back and make sure I don't die on the battlefild.
That's
but anyways,
bad. That's really bad because they're the ones that are going to keep you alive. You should have time for, at least treating them with some respect. Actually, I would think that you would have more respect for them than some politician, because they can actually do it.
I do have some respect for Aygir, I will admit. He's been quite resourceful in our fights, and he hasn't done anything to harm me or harm you, and he's actually helped.
Notice that you didn't say Vapor as well there, though.
Are you saying that in character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say, well, Vapor. Well, he went against the party. He went against all of us. He broke his promises. He broke the sword without consulting us.
And he recognizes that was wrong, and he apologized, and he's going to make it up to you.
When, though? He still hasn't.
Well, that's because we're trying to stop the city from exploding. I'm pretty sure at this earliest convenient moment, he's going to make it up to you. But unless he can teleport across the world, I think it's going to take a little bit of time. And you have to cut him some slack. We're going to be working together.
Slack? Should I cut him some slack? He went against the entire party, went against all of our backs, yours, mine, and Aygir's. It wasn't just me that he went against. It was all of us. Why should we trust someone like that?
Adriel, we have to look at the bigger picture here. There is a malevolent person, a Baal Vondor. He is a monster, and he wants nothing better than for all of us to be dead or enslaved again.
Walykos, I agree with you, but Vapor wasn't even helpful in our search. He doesn't even have the magic to find the things we need. We had to go to my grandfather. What is his use to us?
What is his use to us? I'll say to you that in every situation where we've needed him, he's been there. He's been there during fights. He's been there at the bar when we got into that scuffle with the dwarves. He had our backs with the lightning, even though he doesn't like you, clearly because you're treating him like shit. I'm just saying, at least give him a chance to make amends. Give him a chance to gain forgiveness.
Well, I gave him a chance to be an ally, and he broke that chance. He went against us. You haven't done that to me. Aygir hasn't done that.
That happened, and once again, you have not given him any chance since then. You've constantly, just treated him like he's no longer even part of the group. And he is part of the group, though. We are still the Vanguard, if I'm not mistaken.
He's only part of the group because you and Aygir outvote me. I would not have him part of the group if it was up to me.
I mean, we need to settle this. Like, this is not right. What will it take? Does he have to deliver you that dagger, the magic dagger that he promised, and then everything will be all right? Like,
no, the dagger the magic item that he has promised me is for repayment of him breaking my blade.
Mm-hmm.
That will be part of it, but there's more. He went against us, Walykos. I am confused. You seem to be different. Why would you trust someone who betrayed us?
Because as much as you see it as a betrayal, I think his intentions were not to betray us. And I think that he is sincerely genuine. Like, I'm a pretty good reader of people. You know this. We've both had a lot of experience with shady people. Vapor isn't a shady person. He isn't a liar. We both have told our share of, bluffs and such in our day. But that's not Vapor. And I think that he can't help but just be straightforward about it. I think you should give him another chance. And if nothing else, I think that he does need to do something more, to other than just get you that dagger. But maybe just look at it this way. Is that dagger being gone really such a betrayal? Like, in the end, now that it's happened, it's been a couple days, a week. Like, the world hasn't ended. You're making deals. We're getting where we want to be. Can we not just, move past it?
Perhaps at some point, Walykos, I do take your words into consideration, and I trust you. And I'm not going to just, let someone kill Vapor. It's not my intention. I'll be there to watch his back, and I hope that he will watch mine as well. But him breaking the blade, that wasn't really the whole point. It was the
blade was Balevonder tainted, though. Come on, we both know this. It shouldn't be because of the blade.
No, it's not because of the blade. It's because he went behind our backs. It's because he betrayed our trust. That's the point. That's why it's so important. Imagine if I had done something like that. Do you think Aygir and Vapor would have been all right with me? No, they would have thrown me out because, well...
I think that you would have gotten a second chance. He made a mistake. I'm not going to defend that he did the wrong thing, because he did go behind our backs. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, I really think that everyone should get that second chance, and he hasn't gotten that yet from you. He's gotten it from me. He's gotten it from Aygir. We both have given him a chance to prove himself. Give him a chance to prove himself. And then if he fails again the second time, I will back you up. I will be there 100% saying you had two chances, you betrayed us and did whatever you wanted a second time. And I mean, whatever it takes at that point to, if we have to throw him out or send him back to the steps or do something more drastic, we'll figure it out.
Perhaps you may be right, Walykos. I will think on it at least.
All right, I didn't mean to turn that into a whole thing, but it just felt like the opportune moment.
No, it's all right. Well, on to the business dealings.
So what seems to be, if I can maybe try to quickly summarize the essence of this conflict,
Yes.
Adriel does not seem to be bothered about the morality of things, but rather that he likes the people in the world around him to be very consistent and stick to a strict order, stick to their word, stick to the plan, especially the plan that Adriel wants. And Vapor has this chaotic way about him. And that
Trying
really
to make it all
unnerves
alignment
Adriel. It's very chaotic. It unnerves Adriel.
No.
It gets under his
Yeah,
skin.
no, definitely, yeah. From like the actions, the favor. And by the way, I should say that out of character, I love what you're doing, Vapor. I think it's great. But yeah, Adriel is like the way Vapor acts, the way Vapor does things. It just does not drive well with Adriel. He's just like Aygir. It's a little bit like that. But like with Aygir, they have a bit more common ground. They work together more. Like he hasn't like betrayed Adriel, you know. Walykos hasn't betrayed the party, but like Vapor went behind the backs of all of us, and that was like. And I know technically Adriel's doing that right now, but like the hypocrisy is not the point here.
No, that's not the point. I totally get that. And that's
It's
my character.
almost-
So meanwhile, while Adriel and Walykos have this private discussion, and Adriel has many misgivings and even dislikes, Vapor is like pacing back and forth in the room he's at. Like you haven't seen Adriel, been close to him in a while, and you're like
All day
probably
long.
biting at your fingertips or something, just a nervous wreck, and you feel like you don't even want to be
He's not
inside.
there.
Like the building could collapse on me
Esper.
anytime. Like these stones,
Esper.
what's holding these stones together?
Esper, he's not there. I actually mentioned this last session. He's going to go see the Master of Ceremonies to see if he can help him get rid of the whatever weird curse he's got.
Okay.
I did mention this last
So you
session.
so I that's fine. I think that actually works perfectly. You were just so like nervous. You were more nervous than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs, and you got out of the Rook Tower. Like you just couldn't handle being inside. You literally thought that the place was going to collapse on your head, and you're just like nervously pacing, and you go across this sub district that you're in to the Storm Tower proper, and you are met at the front gate by a guardsman who you've seen before. Magus Vapor, welcome. I hope you are well. You look distraught.
The Master of Ceremonies are rituals in.
You're wanting to speak with Duncan, with Lord Duncan.
Yes, I am.
Oh, is everything okay? The rest of your party's not here with you. Has
This
something
is a
befallen
personal
them?
matter. It's a personal matter for myself.
Well, I'll see if I can
need
summon
it.
him right away. Oh no! Don't tell me the Vanguard has been slain.
The
All
Vanguard
but you.
is not dead. The Vanguard is not dead. This is for me. And
Oh.
my will.
Very well. I'll go and see if I can summon the Lord of Rituals. Please, do come inside, Vapor. Jeffrey, would you please unlock the... Yes, please. Yes, I've got it. They unlock the gate and they open it up and they let you inside, and one of the house servants, escorts you inside, brings you to the antechamber, offers you water, something to eat while you're waiting. They've always treated you very well here.
Vapor, who has usually taken water and stuff before, doesn't this time. And they can see he's holding one of his hands tightly.
Mm-hmm.
His hand, the shaking is back, and it's worse.
Yeah, so visibly quite upset. A page runs along to send for the Master of Rituals, Lord Duncan Mantevale. And luckily it's not too long of a wait. You are brought to a something like a solar, a chamber that's on the third floor of the Storm Tower, and you wait there just for a bit, and then entering into the room is a page, a couple of tower guards, and old Lord Duncan Mantevale, Master of Rituals. I was just about to retire for the evening, Vapor, but I know that no, there's no need for apologies. We are in very dire times. What is it?
When we were exploring, I came across a rock and some sort of a magic affected me. Whenever I'm not around, well, your grandson, I feel as great harm will come to me. Something bad will happen. And it's getting worse. I have tried dispelling magic upon myself to remove it. Nothing has worked. And Vapor will hold out his hand, and it's just shaking uncontrollably.
Oh my. So, after you came into contact with this stone is when it began. And whenever Adriel is not near you, you have a dreadful paranoia that takes over you.
Correct.
And
it's getting worse.
Sesame, would you please go fetch my my pearl box? Yes, thank you. Are there any other symptoms of this ailment?
I see Adriel as a good luck charm, which is surprisingly annoying. No offense to your grandson, we don't get along. I will watch his back, but I do not like him personally.
I see.
But now I suddenly find him as a good luck
Adriel
charm.
is still young. He's still young. I think through these trials he will grow and mature.
So the page comes back with this velvety box and opens it up, and there's a like a delicate silver chain with this pearl pendant on the end, and he's going to go through an identification ritual and see if that can give him anything. Okay. So this takes him some minutes, and he waves the pearl back and forth, an owl feather as well, and chants some phrases over and over again. Utsira, give me sight, give me insight to what it is that afflicts our dear friend Vapor here. I do not see that you are under the effects of any spell, but it could be a curse, and a common identification ritual is not going to detect magical curses. They have an insidious way about them. Treacherous forces they are that are not easily seen even through such mystical sight. He studies you further, making a check here. He looks you over for a time.
Vapor, I think the strain of all that you have gone through over these past months is wearing you down. I mean mentally. You are suffering from a great deal of fatigue, psychic fatigue, strain. Now I am not insinuating that you should just give up now that we are at such a precarious moment in time, but you should strongly consider that once you do have some respite from this current situation, that you take a long and deep rest. You might even want to consider retiring back to your lands of origin, if not retiring for good from this Vanguard life. I fear that your psyche might break. So he kind of all but tells you the stress is wearing you down and you're going to go crazy. It's going to break you and you're just going to go mad.
That's right, grandfather. Convince Vapor to leave the Vanguard. Perfect.
Well, he specifically said, I'm not telling you to leave right now, but once we've overcome or gotten through this situation, in very vague terms, of course, he says all this, you should consider really taking it easy and taking care of yourself.
Adriel says to be like, oh, Vapor, you have to leave? Oh, man, I'm going to miss you so much. Like,
in the meantime, are you fond of the smoke dream?
I've stayed away from smokes if I can help it. They usually affect my magic too much.
Oh. Perhaps then, before bed, before you sleep at night, you could take but a small draw or two of some dream. It is a relaxative, a calmant. It will help, I think, reduce some of these anxious burdens that are wearing upon your mind.
I'll look into it.
The things that you and your allies do and the places that you go, these are not normal things. Most folk would go stark raving mad, having been put time and time again in mortal danger. And well, I know you've faced some terrible things, monstrous things as well. There's only so much that one mind can take, Vapor. And you are, there's a wildness in your blood. It is difficult to control or to predict. There is a reason that those that study the path of wizardry do so at a slow and carefully measured pace under very strict, controlled environments. Yours is it is a magic of chaos. You are able to balance that out to some degree, I know, but if it gets too much, it could consume you.
I see.
So he's telling you all this, and of course it's up to you to roleplay your character, but what I envision is this doesn't actually make Vapor feel any better. It probably makes him just feel even more anxious.
Yeah, because to him, this sudden change doesn't make sense. He's never seen Adriel as a good luck charm, and now suddenly he has to be around him. He doesn't. All the way until this point, nothing like this has ever affected him, so this can't be a normal thing.
You do know that the rock you touched was something otherworldly. It was not a natural thing, not something that you would just find growing around Barnacle. You don't know where it came from or what it was exactly that it was, what its origin. But it called forth things from other planes. In particular, that strange, almost monstrous starfish-like aberration.
Hold on, I'm looking for something. Vapor's gonna ask if he's got 2 spell scrolls of a certain spell that might help them.
Okay.
He's gonna see if he has a scroll of major or minor illusion. Major image or minor illusion.
Okay. Major image, I'll roll first.
I don't know. I will tell you that illusory magics are not a common resource. Some of them I'm actually not even comfortable with now. Not that I ever was particularly, but even more so since the White Raven has called me onto the path of light. The other you spoke of?
Minor illusion.
The cantrip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, Vapor. No, we don't. I wonder if Crispin Hollows could create that. It seems like it would be a minor sort of magic. He might use it for communication purposes, so it could be something that he has in his spell book.
I'll have to check with him because I might be able to show you the stone I'm talking about. that I believe gave place whatever's affected me upon me. Because I do not
You wish to project an image of this rock.
Yes.
Where was it again exactly that you came upon it?
Oh, it was in our sanctum. We found it while exploring deeper into it.
Under the city.
Yes.
Is it something that you could take me to? Is it urgent? I would go. As I see it, the Vanguard is one of our best hopes of making it through the situation, and I've pledged myself to aiding you in any way that I can.
I would like to make sure it's okay with the Vanguard that I'm able to take you there. Let me ask them first, because me destroying the dagger did destroy a lot of the trust that we had. At least that they had with me, so I'd rather not go behind their backs and take you there if they don't want you there.
But that dagger was a foul thing.
It was.
As far as we know,
believe it was the right
Bale
thing to do,
Vander
but
could manipulate someone like a puppet through that thing.
was the reason why I destroyed it. But
That's the reason why I aided you.
yes.
But they see it as a wasting of a powerful weapon that could be used against the foe.
One of them does, mostly, but I still went behind their backs in doing so, so I lost trust of them.
One of them? Are you speaking of my grandson?
I am, unfortunately. He really wanted it, and I did promise to replace it with another, if I could find a dagger of similar power.
Oh, well, I suppose Adriel does deserve a good strong blade. A magical one at that. I will speak with Crispin Hollows. Maybe we could provide one for him. Tell him that, would you? Tell Adriel.
I will when I see him next. I will also check with the Vanguard to see if I can take you into our sanctum.
Yes, we will speak again soon then.
I bid you a good night. And with that, Vapor will leave.
Good
He
night.
doesn't wait for anything else.
Okay. I'm just making a quick note here.
He's actually going to go to the sanctum, go and just find an empty area and just start casting spells at the wall in frustration.
You do know that
Okay.
I invited you to the meeting, right?
Yeah, but where he's at mentally, he does not want to be. Or he needs to blow off steam.
So you're not going to come tonight to the Arachno meeting, is what I'm hearing? Yeah.
If he does, he'd be very late. It's like right now he's frustrated. He's not getting the answers he needs.
You're making it really hard for Adriel to forgive you.
Well, we'll play it out.
Yeah. So no, like right now he definitely. Well, hold on, let me make a roll. See if he would cast spells or just like take the long way back, like just to try to calm down, because like he's not in a good place.
When the last one of those face hugger things like pops out of an egg that we didn't see, drops down on it all alone.
Been hiding. I've been lurking there that whole time.
Just has this moment of like he stops talking. He's like,
It was in the
"What's wrong?"
giants that we
It's
didn't.
like, oh, nothing. I just had a bit of happiness like run over me for some reason.
He will take the long way back to the storm tower or the back to the workery.
That's fine.
So he will show up late to the
Okay.
meeting.
Well, I feel like I'd have explained to Adriel what we went through. We met Arachno. I'm not gonna play the scene out necessarily. We can jump to the scene.
Yeah. Oh, well, quick thing. I did still need to talk to Walykos about the deal that I need him to talk to Aygir about, if that's cool.
I'm okay. I get what you're trying to say. You're
Okay.
basically trying to be like, I need you to convince Aygir to give me a pouch full of groceries.
A satchel.
A
Yeah.
satchel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
We don't have to do. We don't have to
jeez.
go through it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll do my best,
Okay.
Adriel,
Alright.
but you have to do your best with Vapor. on the
All right,
same
if we-
on the same
all right.
mission.
Right. Hey, and think of it this way, Walykos. If this works out, we could have a consistent business dealings going.
I'm all for it, especially if it works out.
Just don't mention me to Aygir. Just
I will find a good approach. Just go with whatever it ends up being.
all right.
Vapor, you, as you said, you are taking the long way back to the Rook Tower, and walking and pacing about, helps a little bit abate the terrible, dreadful nerves that are overtaking you, and your mind keeps coming back to what Duncan Mantevale said, that you're wearing down, there's only so much one mind can take, the chaos could overwhelm you, you could be slowly going mad from stress, and you don't want to think about it, but when you get those obsessive compulsive thoughts going, that's what it's happening. And so you're doing what you can to walk and calm down, and you'll meet back with the party later. There is a moment where you come across a group of 3 Storm Tower guardsmen just on patrol, and they say,
Megs Vapor, is that you?
It is. Are you in need of
Hail! No, though there's talk of a revolt happening this night, coming from the common wing. You might want to get inside.
Vapor's gonna pause at that. Where did these rumors start from?
Well, let's see. I heard it from Captain Jeffrey, the gatekeeper, and let's see. He who was it that he said? He spoke with Delos. That wasn't Delos. Dale. Well, he spoke with someone else, and apparently one of Sorcerer's Flay's men had picked it up while they were scouting about, and the rumor's been circulating.
Vapor's
So,
gonna nod his
heard it through the
head.
grapevine. Yeah.
Yeah, Vapor's gonna nod his head, and pretty much is now making a beeline to the rookery. Something's not. I just rolled an intelligence check. It wasn't good, but there's a missing piece, and he's hoping everyone else might have it.
Okay. So you all are waiting, the 3 of you, in the Rook Tower, up in the actual rookery room at the very, very top, where Walykos and Adriel sleep. It's their personal chambers, and it's also where they tend to, and they keep all the birds. And it's got this, nice big window with these heavy shutters, and it opens up to this wonderful view of the Storm Tower district, and you can see many parts of Barnacle from that that vantage point. And where is Vapor? Is Arachno going to show up? You're all just kind of at this waiting moment.
He'll be here. I'm sure he will be.
Yeah,
You know what,
Adriel,
Rose?
like,
You always
we-
talked about how nice the view is from up here, and I agree, but you never did mention just how much guano there is up here.
Guano is bats, not birds.
Birds, too. Read a book. I almost stepped in it.
Well, I'm sure any book that you read will be.
Adriel will also give Walykos a look when they walk in and Vapor's nowhere in sight, kind of really.
Well,
But
he'll be around. I'm sure he's taking care of something important.
do you really think that anything's more important than this at the moment? We made arrangements for this meeting.
Well, he knows that we're not moving until tomorrow. We need to wait for our wizards, I believe, was the plan.
And
So-
what of this other guy? Where is he?
Arachno?
Arachno.
Oh, he is close, I'm sure. I just kind of look towards the ceiling just in case he's hanging, from the ceiling.
I'll
Esper's
look
like,
outside
shit,
the-
he
I'll
was
look- I'll,
hanging from the
I'll look
ceiling.
outside the window as well to see if he's on the side of our building also.
So you're all keeping a lookout, particularly Adriel.
Yeah.
And Vapor does show up finally. And when you see Adriel Vapor and you get close to Adriel, that paranoia and dread just It just like with every breath you take, just calms down a little bit, and you start to feel like yourself again.
With that dopamine hit.
Yep. So once he gets himself calm, he's gonna look at everyone and go, "Sorry for being late. I was just trying to take care of something that didn't work out. But there's two things. One can wait. The other one is there's the rumor of a revolt happening in the Commons tonight."
Yeah, Adriel was just telling me he heard something on his way back earlier about that in the streets. People are really nervous. Is it happening tonight, though, or is the
That is what I was told by the guards.
I thought it was already happening. What was that the other day? The riots? Were those not
Those were protests.
Yeah,
This is full-blown revolt.
The people that I discussed it with on my way back, they seem to be saying we should get back to our homes, stay inside, that there's going to be some kind of revolt, riot, something happening in the streets.
That's not good, because if that's... This feels too much like it's been set in motion by Belvandor.
Is this what we're trying to prevent?
We need to talk to Arachno. He'll know what's going on.
Yes, it does seem to be a bit of a, perfect time, perfect place for something like this to happen.
I'm just worried that we might be too late if the revolts are happening to stop whatever it is. But
now,
maybe not.
Consider you for a moment that you are speaking crazy talk. We are not too late as long as we stop whatever the plan is with this explosive mixture.
But what if the explosives go off tonight as in a cover to stop the revolts?
Well, then we need to find them and remove them from the equation before they can.
Alright, here's what I think we should do. These revolt rumors change everything. We need to talk to Arachno, see if he has any concrete information. He's the one who helped me find the warehouse.
There's a lot of talking going on in here. You see a head come down, like upside down, right at the top of your window, and it's this, it's a masked person, and he's got this.
No, I'm kidding.
He's got Adriel, and just like stabs reflexively. He falls. No, he's wearing dark blue garb. He's got this mask where you can only see his eyes. He is a short person, like a small-sized character. The size category, small. So could be a halfling. He has this like light body armor and a belt with tools and gadgets and like a hand crossbow and maybe a couple other weapons in there. So he does have this kind of roguish, acrobatic apparati using.
Yeah.
So he says, he's just seeing his head upside down. May I come in?
Of course, that's why I invited you here.
Okay, so he kind of grabs on, does this like flip thing and flips into the room. And he seems like he jumps and climbs with literally like a jumping spider.
I pull a rope, bars come down over the windows, like everything locks down. You've walked into our trap. No, just kidding. Arachno, I'm so glad that you're here. And as you heard, yes, we are discussing the revolt and serious matters going on in the city. I'm hoping that you can help clarify some things.
He's shorter than you said he was, Swashbuckler.
I never said
he's
how
pretty
short
short.
He was.
He's quite short, like maybe hits 3 feet, at the most 3 feet even. And he's got these kind of like climbing boot looking things on.
Aygir,
Walykos, Aygir, Adriel, and you are Vapor, right?
Vapor nods his head.
I must say, I don't fully approve of how you know all the names already, although, we are somewhat well known now, I guess this is what I'm hearing.
I mean, we did
The Vanguard is
knighted.
well known in Barnacle.
I was about to say, there was a big ceremony after the
Vapor,
Night Stalker.
someone followed you here.
Who?
But he means
Vapor, someone followed you
me.
here. There was a man, I presume, outside. He kept to the shadows mostly. I don't think you noticed him. He never got too close to you.
Is he still there?
Last I saw.
Sounds like
Outside,
someone we need to
beyond
question.
your wall.
Well, I'm sure he won't escape my notice, and if we want to make sure we're not being spied upon, I think we should deal with him.
You have a way out of this place without
The window.
stepping out
Yeah.
the... Oh, well, alright.
I mean, I can
When in
go out.
Barnacle.
Arachno and me can both climb down this wall like it was, a set of stairs. I don't know about
Ooh.
the rest of you, but I assume you have rope or some other means of egress.
Bragging aside, Arachno, I have heard of you. You've been mentioned before by my associate, but before we discuss anything further, I want to know, what is your stake in all of this? Who exactly are you, and why are you doing this? Why were you fighting the Night Stalker? Why were you the enemy of our enemy?
I'm a
makes you
concerned
this way?
individual. I'm a concerned individual. I have family in Barnacle and elsewhere. I do not take kindly to their lives being threatened.
It's a masterful essay
won't-
on
I
how
won't
to be
s-
vague.
I won't say that I am a member of House Drakestone, nor Merocrat. I'm on the side of the people of Barnacle. That includes everyone.
And what do you look like without that mask?
I'll leave that up to your imagination.
Oh, you're no fun.
All right. Look, I am willing to work with Arachno, even if he wants to keep his secrets. We all have our little, things that we want to keep to ourselves, I'm sure. But,
It's less for my sake and more for the sake of my loved ones.
Exactly. And you know what? I can work
We should
with
speak
that.
of something else. We have limited time.
Yes.
Yes.
You know where
Are you
this
first of all
warehouse is?
I spoke with Walykos there earlier today. I think that your investigating around there is dangerous. You should just leave it be. Your guardsmen allies in common clothes, they might as well have been waving banners of House Drakestone around. And you all didn't do a lot better. It's fairly obvious to the folk who live in Shackledowns that you're not from there.
Perhaps
I even heard a few of them
this,
guessing your identities.
This talk
Look,
of rebellion might have
You
been
are quite
hastened.
well known after all.
Look, Arachno, we can't all be climbing on the walls wrapped up in, hoods and such. But it's more important that we find whoever was at that warehouse. We need to find them and stop them. I told you about the barrels. I told you about the 2 alchemical ingredients and what they do when combined.
I don't think that we can just leave this be, like you said.
And what he hasn't told you yet is that we may need to actually act tonight instead of tomorrow, as was planned.
Yes,
Well.
there may be some kind of revolt happening in the city.
Yes, the small folk, as best I can tell, are plotting a revolt, a revolution, really.
A small fault.
I mean,
You're not part of
the
this
folk
revolt,
of the
are you?
common wing.
He's not talking about literally small folk. He's talking about the common folk.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Yes.
not part of this revolt, are you?
They're not particularly well organized, and there's a lot of differing opinions amongst them. So
Correct,
I don't
no.
know when this revolt will actually take place.
Yes. Arachno, give me a moment to explain something to you. This is why I called you here tonight. We couldn't speak in the street, but I just checked the window again to make sure we're not being, eavesdropped on by someone clinging to the wall outside.
Yeah, I guess when
Oh,
Walykos looks
okay.
out the window, I would
Make a
walk over.
perception check, Walykos, with disadvantage.
Also, when Walykos looks
Disadvantage,
over
you
at the
say.
window, I'll actually go and
Yeah.
close the window as well.
Yeah, but I'd also
Okay.
like to check the door and so on before I just dive right into this. Wow. You had to give me disadvantage, didn't you?
Don't you have inspiration?
Yeah, it's
I
just
do.
it's far enough away that it's out in the darkness.
All right, well, I only got 12 then instead of the 29 I should have had. You bastard.
Yeah. No, you don't see anyone out there.
I will
That's
close
fine.
the window though, if
Yeah.
if it makes any difference.
That's fine. And I turn to Arachno, and now that we've checked the door, we've checked the window, I say, there is an enemy that you're not aware of, who is behind the Night Stalker, who is behind the man who brought these and smuggled in these alchemical things. And I use the term man lightly because his name is Baal Vondor. He is the last of the Thanes of the Giants that once ruled over Aylberg?
Aylberg.
Aylberg. I was like, I knew I'm missing a consonant syllable somewhere.
Aylberg.
Yes.
Aylberg. Yeah.
Aylberg.
So he doesn't have an immediate response. He looks like he's processing this or thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain more about the Baal? Who is this person exactly?
He was one of the 3 Thanes of Aylberg before it was taken by the elves. And he blames the elves. Yes, the giant rulers. He blames the elves. He wants vengeance on everyone who's now in the city, both dwarves, elves. I don't think he really cares, but revenge is his primary motivation.
Yes,
He created the Night Stalker. He unleashed the Night Stalker as part of some bigger scheme on the city to create this unrest, to create the chaos within the city. And I think this riot is just another part of that plan. I think the explosion may be one of the culminations of his plan.
Do you think, Walykos, it does seem a bit strange, the riots, if they are part of Baal Vondor's plan, what do you think that he's using them for?
To distract the guards, to keep everyone from looking into what he's doing, or possibly to get all the nobles to guard themselves in their homes, and when they're all in their one place, their homes, kaboom. I mean,
These
that's what I would do.
Fireballs, they're enough to destroy the towers, the giant castles.
They were extremely explosive, is what I was told, and that was the tiniest amount. A whole barrel of the stuff might destroy a building and everyone inside it, for all I know.
No matter, and either way, we need to deal with this. It could cost people's lives.
Yeah. I mean, it could also just be the preliminary sort of. This could also be. Let's think of this as a game of chess for a moment. What if this is not his final move, but just a very powerful move to force us into a corner where then he controls the game?
Yes. Yes. See, that is the mind I am of, Walykos. This is very much
What
like a
if-
game of strategy.
Yeah.
He may
That is why I
perhaps
think you
be-
all should leave that warehouse alone. I think people know that you are looking around there.
What if he is actually using the this riot to have the rioters go into the city and then kill the rioters and have the people think that it was actually the nobles that did this to them to cause more unrest?
That could be.
It could be.
but
The general
Correcto.
idea is that a civil conflict, the city divides against itself, then it could be,
I have to
conquered by
disagree.
this giant.
I have to disagree with you, Arachno. The warehouse is our only lead. There could be secret tunnels there. There could be all these barrels, for all we know, of the
Yes,
stuff there.
We can't just ignore this, Arachno. I don't
I know
why
that
you're
people
trying
know
to
that
tell
we're
us
there,
to
and I know it's a risk. But what would you suggest? What is our next move if not
Yeah, should
to
we just
try and
leave-
track down the barrels?
Should we just leave the barrels in the buildings and have them explode?
You know as
I'm
well as
willing
I
to.
do that that's not an option.
I am willing
there
to
are-
attempt going into the warehouse alone.
I'm
As
sorry,
far as
what
I
did
can
you
tell,
say?
no one has noticed me. I'm willing to go in and attempt to go into the warehouse alone. I don't believe anyone has noticed me.
No
could
scout it
disrespect,
I'm gonna like
but-
glance to Walykos and then and look back at Arachno and say, Arachno, I don't think that it would be good for you to go in by yourself. I would
Well,
much
no,
rather have
it
with
wouldn't be
one of
good.
us.
It would be a terrible risk, but it's a risk that I'm willing to take. You all, there are 4 of you, you're larger, you stand out,
Let's
probably make more noise.
Arachno, let me be blunt. I don't trust
I am
you.
but spider.
I don't
I'm not
trust
asking you to
Arachno.
trust me, I'm just asking you to trust reason. And I'm
Alright,
telling you
here-
that someone knows that you and your soldiers, your guardsmen allies are snooping around there.
And
Perhaps
you
it was
don't think
you
that
who
they're going to
informed
increase
them.
the guard and find you when you sneak in?
I'm a spider.
You were much like a spider too. Back in that time at the in our rook tower, we found you.
Look. There's no point
haven't
arguing
forgotten.
about this. Yeah. We shouldn't argue about this. There is merit to what you say, but I can also create magic that would stealth us even more than we were. We were observable because we had to be to cover the ground in the time that we did. We knew there was a risk, and we accepted that. But honestly, I would rather that the entire of Shackle Downs knew that we were there than to let this slip through our fingers as it possibly might. If you go in and you find the barrels, what are you going to do? Like, we can take care of it.
Yes.
We can
When the
fight.
time has come for a strike to be our only option, then it does not matter if we are not stealthy, if we are swift enough.
Well, what
This
does one
explosive
do
material
when
is-
finding this alchemical admixture? Is there a way to neutralize it?
Well, so what exactly did I learn regarding it with kind of spindle? Is it something that doesn't go off if it gets wet?
So if we knew that, I don't think
You
we
don't
ever
know.
discussed it. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, you don't know. That wasn't discussed, though it might be,
Right.
might be worth some further experimentation and research.
Even if we don't have a way to neutralize it, we actually have the guards at our back. We could just swiftly go in, take all the barrels out. I mean, what
Well,
are they
we
going
don't
to
know
do?
that the barrels are there. Here's what I think is wise.
I have
think
seen no one
Arachnos-
bringing items in or out of this warehouse,
But they may have tunnels.
unless they have
may be
extensive secret
connected
tunnels beneath
underground.
it.
Yeah.
They have
Here's
some
what I
sort
propose.
of secret.
But you
network for
you
transporting
you were
materials.
you were employing an agong, and it smelled nothing.
It's true, but that was from weeks ago. This happened. They brought these smuggled them in weeks ago. We are very
Yes.
late to this, as it were, but we're trying our best to catch up. Now, that being said, Arachno, you scouting it out alone and then coming and bringing us if we need heavier hand, then I'm okay with that. However, you've enlightened me to another opportunity to us. Someone was following Vapor. You said that people were taking notice of us. Our enemy might have noticed us. What if he put that person to follow Vapor to find out where we went, who we're talking to, what we're doing? I think we should capture this person, interrogate them, and see if they're working for our enemy, and maybe we can just cut out the warehouse and go right to the...
Or alternatively,
Yeah.
Arachno, you are certain you were not seen by this tail that Vapor picked up.
I feel confident I was not seen.
Well, we could have.
I observed you all being noticed in the Shackle Downs, and I observed
could
your
have you.
You're
guardsmen
saying
allies being noticed
reverse
even more
tail
so.
him. Yeah.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, we could do that. I'm just worried that we don't have time. The riots are going to happen. I'm fairly confident in mine and Adriel's stealth skills, and I can even provide a pass without trace magic that would increase all of our stealth skills, including Arachno's, considerably. I think we should consider taking this tail. I think it could lead us.
I can lead
We
him
need-
somewhere to ambush.
That's
That could
true.
be
He
a good
is.
idea.
He could
We
follow
could, yes.
Vapor, and then we could tail him.
Yes,
Vapor
perhaps we
being
could
the
have
bait.
Vapor leave and have them follow. We follow along secretly.
Where do we take him, though? Arachno, what do you think?
What if we sent him out of the city? Because they may follow and try to assassinate or something, and we could actually stop it and capture.
Well, Vapor, you just came from the Storm Tower,
where-
did you not?
Where did you?
Yes. I had
It's not a long
personal
walk.
matter.
You could go back that way. It wouldn't put you in any major risk, and if the follower is still outside, he might just pursue you back to the Storm Tower. It might seem natural that you are making
Back and forth.
errands or communication between the two buildings.
Yeah, maybe we had a message that you need to take back to. I presume you were talking with Duncan or maybe Caspin or Crispin.
Yes. With Duncan, I was hoping for some insight on something, and I don't think he was able to give it to me. Though I did talk to him about a couple other things that I wished to talk with, mainly the Vanguard about.
Well, I would say there's time for that, but we should deal with this man before he decides to report back to whoever it is that he's reporting to.
I agree. Let's. I like this plan. Let's have Vapa go back, and then we follow.
Arachno, if we capture him alive, presumably that's the goal here. I mean, if we capture him dead, we'll have to question him through the ritual, which is not great, but we'll do it. But if we can capture him alive, do you have some sort of warehouse or place we can take him, or should we just bring him back here?
Not my place, no. But here,
Okay.
I think would be fine.
Yeah.
I have a new contraption that could also aid in capturing him.
Oh, fantastic! I have a contraption too. It's called my quarterstaff, and I hit him over.
No,
the head.
no. Listen to the man. When you say contraption,
Oh no,
Oh,
we're not
get
doing this.
going.
We're not doing this. All right.
Vapor gets
So,
I figure
he-
Vapor is like
so you
leaning
notice
against the wall.
Aygir at
He
his
just
hip-
stands up.
At
And
his
goes,
hip, he
"I'm
has
going."
this essentially a hand crossbow, but clearly it's been modified. It's like a customized alchemical hand crossbow, and you see that he has these like little vial canister things that he can load into it.
It's got tricks.
no, I hope you know you're going to have to explain that thing to me in detail later when we have
All right,
time.
I'm calling upon the White Raven to grant us all stealth, and I like my cloak kind of flares, and like a couple feathers like float out and like touch onto you, and they seem to like absorb into you from the cloak.
Vapor, make sure it doesn't. He's not in it because he's the one who's supposed to be followed. So he wants to make
Well,
sure.
yeah, I'll leave Vapor out. That was part of the plan. But each one of you other people get a +10 bonus to stealth dexterity checks until.
Wait, I get a plus
Nice.
10 to stealth.
Yeah,
I don't
pass
think I
without
can-
trace. You
I
get
don't-
plus
For the
10 to
next
stealth, and you
hour.
do not leave any mundane tracks.
I don't think it's
Nice.
possible for me to fail now because if I roll on that one,
Just
crazy.
don't say you don't count the dice, sir.
Yeah, that's the dice god
Okay.
101.
Yeah.
So what I'm understanding is Vapor is going to walk naturally, in a natural way, back to the storm tower, and then you all, the Walykos, Adriel, Aygir, and Arachno, are going to stealthily follow you at some distance and look out
Yeah.
for someone, this mysterious figure following Vapor. Okay?
Yeah.
So you all do that. Vapor, you go back out into the streets at night. Let's see, I have a nice ambience for this.
Before he goes out, he does cast Mage Armor on himself, so I do need to roll for magic. Wild magic.
Very well.
Natural 20, so no wild magic.
It's like the opposite of a wild magic.
Yeah. Perfect control over his magic.
Vapor, you step back out onto the cobblestone streets of the Storm Tower district of Barnacle, with massive noble manses rising up. The tower is tallest of all. It's quite dark. Here and there, you'll see maybe a lantern glowing at someone's doorstep, but all in all, quite dark. It's an overcast sky, so there's not really much light at all. Every once in a while, you'll see a little bit of stars twinkle through a break in the clouds, but do you bring a light source of your own?
No, he's going to actually cast. I picked up the spell, and I haven't had the chance to use it, so I can actually now use Dark Vision. Cast the spell Dark Vision on himself. and no wild magic surge. So he is able to see without needing a light source. It's in dark vision, but he can see.
Excellent. So you begin to make your way back in the direction of the storm tower. The others make perception checks. Before you make a perception check, how far behind Vapor are you remaining?
Well, the ideal is not to keep track of Vapor, it's to keep track of this individual. So if I make a perception and I see him, I'm willing to go on rooftops and I have a climb speed like Arachno. I can totally rooftop to rooftop, keep out of his sight and follow him. How far though? I'd say about, half a block.
Half a block? Okay.
I would I might go a little bit further.
To be clear, half a block from the follower of Vapor, not half a block from Vapor.
Yeah,
I don't care about Vapor.
I might follow a bit closer. I'm feeling pretty confident.
No offense,
with
Vapor.
myself. So yeah, I'd probably follow a bit closer. Maybe like half, or you said a block or half.
I said half a block to the.
I do a quarter of a block then. So
and Walykos, you are going onto rooftops along with Arachno?
Yes, because I have a climb speed equal to my move speed.
Yeah, I'll stay on the ground.
So Aygir and Adriel on the ground.
Yeah, he's not terribly stealthy, though he does have his armor configured for infiltration.
Plus 10 to your
but also that. And he'll be on the ground, keeping to alleyways and side streets.
Yeah, if it also, to clarify, since Aygir and I would have been on the ground, I assume this would have been planned beforehand. I would specifically not be, close to Aygir. I'd be far away from Aygir, as far away as possible. Since I'm, a bit more stealthy, so I wouldn't want to...
I'm going to use my inspiration on the perception check.
Alright, so hold that thought, Walykos.
Okay.
Oh, sounds like you just rolled. Okay, well...
I did. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to
ask go ahead. Just keep the roll then.
Yeah, I did. I used my inspiration. Yeah.
Sure, okay. There are some side streets, a few side streets. There really are not much alleys at all. This is truly a noble district, so you'll see just a lot of, outer walls with gates, and then beyond these, manses and the few towers that there are. Some of them have landscaped yards and courtyards and gardens, but alleys are pretty few and far between. But you all do what you can to make usage of the deep shadows and cover, and of course the magic. Now, there is one question I have about the Pass Without Trace. Do they need to stay close to you?
I don't believe so. Let me just confirm. For the duration, each creature you chose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a plus 10.
Each creature you choose.
Yes, within 30 feet.
For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a plus 10 bonus. So they need to be within 30 feet of you. Yeah.
Is that how you read that? I thought it was when the time of casting, they have to be within 30 feet of me.
No, because it wouldn't say it that way. It would just say it like all the other spells. It'd just be like, range 30 feet. Yeah. Choose 3 creatures and they get this thing.
Right. If it says for the duration, each creature within 30 feet of you that you chose. Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, that
you just be on the ground with him?
Yeah, if you don't mind, and if Arachno is okay with getting a plus 10 stealth bonus, I think we're all better.
He'll forego that. He'll just stay on the roofs.
That's fine. Just don't botch on us, Arachno, because we'll have to do...
Don't botch on an acrobatics check and fall to your death. Okay. So he's up there, and, if you really look for him every once in a while, you'll see him, jump from one roof to the next.
I think
to get across one of the actual... Well, to get across one of the actual spans of air, where there's, maybe a street below, he, fires out this tether...
He's got the Batman grappling hook, yeah. You described it to me last time.
He employs it to great effect. All right, so now we'll do the perception check. So Walykos, you just do a single die roll. You don't have the disadvantage because you use your inspiration.
Okay. Why would I have disadvantage? I can see without light.
You can see within 60 feet
I have dark
shadows
vision,
as though
60 feet.
bright light. Yeah.
Yeah, which
So
means
outside
I
of
can,
that,
Okay. I mean, okay. Well, I got a 30.
So this is
Gah!
disadvantage.
30 perception.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So this is
So
this.
you definitely spot.
I
You
have
definitely spot
expertise
someone
in this.
following. You definitely spot someone following, and I say following in a very loose way, because you don't see a like sneaky person, skillfully lurking along. You see just like coming out of a bush, as though just camouflaged in perfectly with this bush, like this old beggar man with a cane, and he just kind of nonchalantly through the dark shadow areas is going in the same direction as Vapor. Arachno doesn't make any sign that he has noticed him. If Adriel or Aygir wants, you can roll the perception. Walykos has
Or you could just stick with
abundantly succeeded.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I'll go for a perception. Is it disadvantage?
It
Yeah.
would be apparently. Unless you have a way of seeing further than 60 feet in the dark.
I got a 19.
Pretty good. You have also spotted this old man in a shabby cloak walking with a cane. Even though he is like hunched and hobbled, his pace is not bad. Does Aygir want to roll a perception check?
Yeah, if he notices Walykos seem to notice something, then he'll look in that direction, essentially. Which you said is with disadvantage?
Yep. Yeah,
yes.
it's quite dark outside, and this is someone that's a good distance away from you.
Alright, that is a total of 12. So, not great.
Okay. You didn't notice it. Walykos really noticed him and got actually some details. And then you all are following the follower, this old man. Okay. If you want, you can all make stealth checks.
Makes sense.
I will. And we are getting the +10, correct?
Yep.
$22.
Alright, I'm gonna
22
be
Phaedra.
less sneaky and roll my lower one than that, and get a not actually that bad.
I was
15?
muted that whole time. That explains why Esper was ignoring me.
15. I have a 15.
50.
Esper, I was going to ask, would we roll with advantage because he can't see us or we're in the dark or whatever?
No, that would impose disadvantage on that guy's
His-
perception.
Oh,
Yep.
right. Sorry. Also, by 15, I mean 25. So it's plus 10, right?
Yeah, the plus.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, actually,
I got a 20.
Did I say 15? I meant 25. Okay, so there's no indication that this hunched, tattered cloak old man with the cane has seen you all. And you follow, and Vapor, you are getting close to the let's call it the ring wall and the gate of the storm tower. Do you just proceed on up to the tower? Do you speak to the guards? Do you stop? What do you do?
He stops to talk to the guards. He's... Shoot, how would he do this? Give me a second. I am pretty tired from having to get up so early for overtime work, so my brain is a little addled.
Okay, so
yeah,
let's
he-
say
he would
Vapor
talk
kind
to-
of slows down.
Yeah, he slows down. He would definitely talk to the guards.
Okay, so you all see Vapor kind of slow down. He kind of maybe hesitates. What do I do? And then he goes up and he starts chatting with the night watch. And this cloaked, hobbled man, he kind of pulls his cloak over himself at the, what do we call this? The corner stony post where two walls meet each other, like the big support block. and his cloak just takes on the exact color and texture of this wall.
That is my cloak. That is just what my cloak does. That bastard.
So
no.
yeah, he just makes like that support thing look like it just bulges out a bit further.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely. I look
it's
for
like-
Arachno.
That is uncanny. You would not notice that just in passing at all. You wouldn't even think to look at that. So Vapor's there. He's chatting with the Night Watchman. What did the three of you do?
Arachno said he has something for capturing. Like I'm ready to go. Like I'm
Okay.
ready to spring into action. I look to the others and say, "Did you see that? He's right there." You know, I whisper that to you guys.
Yes,
I do see it, but are we waiting for Arachno? Are we going?
I think
Arachno
we
is Arachno should be nearby. He should just be up on the roof near you guys.
I think we got to lead with this, and Arachno will join in. I was thinking about a spell, but like fairy fire to light him up and make it so he can't just invisible or get away easily. That
should
will
work.
drop. That will drop our stealth. Pass
I'll,
without trace. But I don't think we
I'll-
need it.
I'll
One
flank
second.
on the left, and then you verify him, and once it happens, I'll go for him.
Yeah.
I
mean-
you back me up on the right.
As you say that, with a little bit of a whir, Aygir sort of pulls out this bow, seemingly made of flowing electricity. Yes.
All right. Yep.
Alright.
Adriel will start stealthing his way closer on the left and getting ready to sort of tackle
How
the guy.
close can I get, Esper? Can I get within 60 feet?
Okay, sure. You get within 60 feet. After that, I'm going to have you roll a stealth check if you want to get any closer.
I understand. No, 60 feet is where I need to be, and I think that's where we should start the encounter with. me
Okay, and
opening
you do a
up with the
fairy
spell.
fire.
Fairy fire. It's not a guarantee
Okay.
he gets a dex save, but
So there are the crackling fairy lights that surround him. Maybe your incandescent feathers.
I was going to say I feel like white feathers just kind of appear in the air and start floating in a circle, and they start like sticking to like things, and he has to avoid them with a dex, or they stick to him and they glow.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So it is a failure, and the cloak just like lights up as
Yeah.
though a sock full of fireflies.
I feel like the feathers just start absorbing into him, and wherever they absorb, like they start glowing like patches of him, and he can't get them off.
And then right when that happens, I'd be like going for a tackle.
The old man's face turns towards you, and the eyes bulge out, and the voice unexpectedly familiar.
I thought it might be.
Walykos! Wait, no! And you see him pass a hand, and from an old man he becomes this like strong-jawed, middle-aged elven fellow who you know is Corgain Makel, and he stands up straight and tall now.
Corgain,
No,
you nearly got.
I'm
your
trying
ass
to
handed to you.
I'm trying to help here. What are you doing?
If it matters, Adriel, I feel like would have still tackled him because like because Adriel's idea was like, right when he gets lit up,
Okay.
I'm tackling. Like he wasn't
Yeah,
gonna wait
it's-
for like because like there was no reason
All right,
for him
make
to,
a
right?
athletics check, Adriel, as you
Yeah,
spring
like-
upon Corgain Makel.
I'm not very good at it, but we'll see.
I mean, it's pretty.
Only an 8, so I didn't really.
I think you have advantage from the fairy fire.
Oh, and
You
also
have
I was
advantage.
stealth, right? So okay, I'll do another roll here.
There you are.
Fire. Do it again, and much better. 14. This is a much better. Roll.
Okay, he got a 10 on an acrobatics, and woof! Like Adriel tackles him, and he's a pretty decently strong fellow for an elf. He's got a decent amount of not stocky, but like a strong, blocky frame, fairly muscular, kind of on the tall side.
Yeah, I imagine like.
But you've
outside
seen
type,
him
like a
have
dagger.
other forms and appearances, though. He seems that he can change his shape.
And I put my dagger up to his.
Adriel, no, it's Corgain.
I'm down,
Cocaine.
Adriel. It's Corgain.
I like slowly remove my knife from his throat and like put it back.
We
in.
thought that you were working for the enemy.
Seeing all this,
Why are you following Vapor, Corgain?
Yeah. Good question.
I follow many people. I'm a gatherer of
So
information.
You
that is
follow
what
a
I do.
comrade?
Calm
follow a
down,
comrade?
Adriel. Let him explain himself. Corgain, why were you following Vapor?
Also, seeing all this
Out of concern, I've heard that there is some sort of revolution that is supposed to be happening this evening. There could be someone tailing Vapor, assassins about. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
That's what I do.
Vapor.
I investigate.
Well, you're quite lucky that we didn't decide to attack more forcefully, because we thought you were an assassin or working for the enemy.
I don't think we can trust him.
Your abilities are growing by leaps and bounds. Walykos,
Yes.
I
speaking of
feel
leaps
the
and
day.
bounds.
I feel the day is quick approaching that the student is going to surpass the master.
Well, I can only hope so, but we need every advantage we can get when we go against Baal Vondor.
As this is all going on, by the way, Aygir, who hasn't actually stepped out, is trying his best to stay hidden and kind of just looking around to see if anybody else is like noticing this.
Does it seem like Corgain's telling the truth, Esper?
So Adriel, make an insight check, and Aygir, make your perception check.
Natural 20. And that's a 20 because I have +0 to insight.
Yeah, you don't sense anything is off about Corgain.
I mean, it's a totally legit reason that makes sense.
17 for perception.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is. I mean, here's the thing: if it like had something fishy about it, I would question it. But he was probably just concerned that he's going off alone, like Vapor does. So
Aygir, you don't
Corgain,
notice anybody out here. It's like the deep of night, dead of night. And I say that, and maybe you hear a guard wagging the next street over.
Yeah.
Corgain, will you-
I mean, some night birds are singing, but no, it's crickets are chirping.
All right. He's just keeping an eye out in case anybody is going to use
Sure.
this.
You also don't
opportunity.
see Arachno, so he is well hidden somewhere.
Corgain, were you the only one following Vapor? Did you spot anyone else?
No.
I mean, I didn't
no one
spot
else.
anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah. No one.
All right. Corgain,
You and your guardsmen allies have done some thorough investigative work in the Shackle Downs.
apparently not as clandestine as we would have hoped. Apparently, we've been well taken note of in the Shackle Downs by all the
Yes.
locals and potentially our
Understandable. I have some specific visages that I use when I'm there. I appear as locals and do not draw suspicious eyes or second glances.
Unfortunately, we did the best we could, but we're not you, Corgain, unfortunately. So we did make an ally, and we did find the
Well,
warehouse that we
apparently
believe.
I'm not you. You all are starting to do things that are even beyond my capabilities, at least in terms of raw power.
Well,
This
I
blessed,
dismiss-
these blessed feathers of the white raven.
Speaking
this
of
is-
which, I dismiss them.
This is okay. This is divine, Walykos.
It-
I don't have the blessing of the white raven. How is she even here? In Haven Isle?
I don't know. All I can tell you is that I just started being able to do these after I was cured, and it just feels like, you know how your muscles will react when you see an attack coming? Well, you just do something like that. These magics are just called upon them, and it's like the white raven's magics. Just I'm a conduit for them.
You speak truthfully, Walykos. The divine is often a matter of intuition, and not reason or deduction. This is not something that you're going to learn in a wizard's institute.
Well, perhaps we should start heading back before we get spotted by anyone, Walykos.
Yeah. Although something that Corgain says kind of strikes a chord with Walykos, and he starts to like kind of like reflect on these abilities that he didn't really question them until like it was like pointed out how divine and how strange they are, because divine magic is kind of different in this world because the gods are physical beings. They're actually part of the world rather than like
local entities.
Yeah, they're not like up in the heavens on some other plane looking down on us.
Yeah, they would have, we could say, connections to an otherworldly state of existence, but they are local deities, local entities.
They're both physical
like
and spiritual
that
entities.
strange eel creature in that goblin shrine, and this tempest giant floating jellyfish elemental thing over the ocean.
It feels like they're both physical and spiritual entities, so they have like kind of legs in both of those worlds.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
But so without getting into the nature of gods too much, because we could spend all video on that, Corgain, the White Raven has taken an interest in this. The riots are going to happen. We think we found the warehouse. We found an ally, Arachno, if you know him, and he's around here somewhere. He might be listening. Yeah.
Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Arachno is now part of the Vanguard?
Not part of the Vanguard.
I would like to discuss that with him at some point, but it hasn't been. We haven't had opportunity yet.
I see. This is a recent development.
Just today. Literally, we were in Shackle Downs, and we were sniffing around a warehouse, and he popped, down on me and said that that warehouse he had noticed the people who we were looking for had gone into or had used that warehouse at some point in the past weeks. However, they're either not using it now, or they used it, smuggled the things through some tunnels underneath the warehouse potentially, and it's probably he hasn't seen anyone come or go from that warehouse since then.
And I haven't turned up any information that indicates alchemical production at that warehouse either.
Corgain,
but it is a location of interest. There's something, I think we all have more than a hunch that there's something happening there.
I feel like it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to find secret tunnels or some sort of hideout connected to the warehouse.
Oh, I would not be surprised. I mean, look at the sanctuary and all the connecting tunnels that you all came across.
Correct. Here's my thought, though. Corgain, we're going to have Arachno look into it. He doesn't want us going near the warehouse. He thinks we're too... he didn't say it in these words, but he thinks we're too heavy-footed. We'll attract attention.
Yeah, you draw attention to yourselves.
Oh, thanks, Corgain. I appreciate that. I'm just kidding. But no, he's going to look into it. He's going to scout it out. And if he can find the way into the tunnels, maybe we can sneak in there and do some damage to this plot. What can you do? Because I want you to do something for us. What can you do about these revolts? Is there any way that you can think of to delay them, to buy time?
Mm-hmm.
Without hurting anyone.
I've heard conflicting things about this revolution. There are some that want it, that are foaming at the mouth for it. There are others that they are not opposed to it, and they have some like feelings, but they are not prepared yet, or maybe not even willing to take it to that extreme. There are others still, even in the Commonwealth, that oppose such an idea. Even amongst the Merocrat leaders themselves, I don't think there is agreement on this topic. I haven't seen anything yet that indicates there's a revolution just about to materialize out of the ether just this very evening.
We need to change the narrative. Corgain, can you talk to people? Do you have contacts who can change the narrative, as it were, to put out rumors that someone else is trying to, stir up trouble here? It's can we start shaping the story that there is a conspiracy? So when we prove there's a conspiracy, Like
I do have contacts. What you ask is it's very complicated, but I do have a similar mindset. I do have contacts in the Merocrats, yes, and I have one in particular who I will say is quite influential. Very influential. And she, I do not believe wants violence nor revolt. And I think she sees that we need to maintain peace in the city.
Do you think it would be prudent to start revealing that maybe not Belvander by name, because people might have a hard time believing that, but that there is a giant plot from an outside the city source to undermine, the city. And then when it becomes known, when we can prove it's Belvander, it's less hard to swallow for people because we sort of laid the foundation that it's a giant's, behind some of this.
Yes, I think there is wisdom. There is wisdom in that. There'll be people that don't believe it, whatever it is that we say. So there's nothing we can do for them, but at least to, preempt whatever might happen later.
Even if it's just a rumor that only like 5 people believe or whatever, when it becomes more proven and it starts to snowball as we prevent more and more evidence, people will realize that there was this all along from the very beginning. There was, signs that it was all along. And some people took note of it. Us and the people that you tell.
Yes. I am for that. The
right people. You need to, like you said, the sympathetic people that they will be able to spread it to people that they know, so it's not coming from a stranger. Honestly, I think that's really the best we can do at the moment on that front.
Yes. We will speak again soon. It might be on the morrow or the day after.
Well, we can't go to the warehouse. I was hoping that you were going to turn out to be Belvander's agent and we could convince you to let more information slip.
Well, there was a time where that door was open to me, and I forsook it, and I forsook it for permanently.
Really? I didn't know that you were one of his former servants.
I wasn't, but he wanted me in that way.
Oh.
I have talents, as you know, that would be useful to one such as him.
I can only imagine.
He probably would want me for a spy or an infiltrator. You have your gifts, Walykos. I have mine.
I have an idea that I'm going to try to pursue. Perhaps tomorrow we might be able to take action against our enemies.
You all should get some rest.
Yeah.
You look very tired.
I hope that we have the time. This talk of riots and revolution, it makes me worry that we're going to end up finding the enemy too late.
Whoops. Sorry.
I was about to say, wait, I was
sorry. That was a perfect timing. That was just in Walykos' mind, He remembered, what happened yesterday. Sorry, okay. I meant to have it on a single loop on that track. Okay.
No,
it actually was perfect timing. So
can't make that.
That's basically it. It doesn't seem like any revolt happens tonight. It's too late. It's not going to happen. No one's going to be coming out at 3 a.m. to start their revolt now. It would have happened earlier.
I think we should see if Arachno's still around. If we can talk to him, send him on his mission, let him do his thing, and tell him he needs to report to us. Or if we don't hear from him within 1 day, we're going to assume that he got caught or something bad happened, and we need to come and rescue him, basically.
Sure. I'm in favor of moving things along. We can say that you communicate that with Arachno, so he will check. He'll check back in with you tomorrow at the Rook Tower, And
do you mind
if you don't see anything of him for like the entire from now until tomorrow evening, you can assume that he's been captured.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems unlikely, but you could roll ones on his stealth check and just be like, well, I guess he's now a prisoner. Okay.
20 sides. Got 20 sides on this wonderful instrument of fate.
With that being said, I have 3 things that you might be interested in running scenes for, Esper, or we could just skip ahead. One, my conversation with Aygir about the Grove Sheen. We could either do that now or push it till later. 2, I want to see if I could pray to the White Raven and get some guidance. Like, they're a physical being. This wouldn't be just me asking for spells. It would be me trying to open the conduit and see if they would peel back the veil a little bit. So that's a second important thing. And then third important, Adriel's visit to what's her face's merchant family.
Oh, the
I don't remember if that was tomorrow or the day.
Are you talking about the
No,
invitation to dinner at Honeybeak?
It should be the day after tomorrow, because tomorrow will be one day. Or I'm sorry, tomorrow will be the second day, and then next day will be the third.
Got it. So not worried about that then.
Also, the conversation about Grove Sheen is definitely something I feel like would happen tomorrow or the day after.
I actually
after this whole shakeup.
It would actually be happening tonight because I'm meeting with the guy tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. He did ask me to try and.
Yeah. So I would have asked you to do
so
it. So
here's
by tomorrow.
here's what I imagine. You all go back to the Rook Tower. You're not far away at all.
Yes.
And you've communicated what you had to communicate with Arachno and Corgan, and you're supposed to be talking with both of them tomorrow.
Good.
Aygir will be approached by Walykos. Walykos wants to pray. That seems like an alone, solemn moment. Yeah. And Vapor, do you mention to Adriel about the... Let's do it in this order. Let's do Vapor talks to Adriel and tell him that he's spoken with Duncan, and Duncan and Crispin are going to be working on a magic short sword for him. I'd say let's do that. Then Walykos talks to Aygir, and then Walykos prays alone. That seems the most natural,
Vapor
best
also wants
flow.
to ask them if he can take Duncan to the sanctuary to take a look at that rock.
Okay, so we'll start with that. You guys are at the Rook Tower, so lead off, Vapor.
So give me a second. So Vapor approaches everyone and is like, so there's a couple things I want to talk with you. I sought Duncan about a personal issue. He was unable to help me. I'm hoping it'd be alright with you if I was able to take him into the sanctum. To take a look at that rock.
Why do you need to bring him into the sanctum?
That rock that we found, it's affected me. It did something to me, and I'm hoping
why not bring the rock to him?
The rock that's
He's
bigger than I am.
He's talking about that giant rock that
that's
summoned the starfish
thing
that almost killed me.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it wasn't clear at all from how he described it. I just want to say.
No, I realized. I am out of character, very tired, so I do apologize.
You're fine.
Yeah. So it's the rock that summoned that weird jelly starfish thing, whatever it was. So he explains that he wants to take Duncan there because something in that room did something to him, and he believes it's that boulder or whatever it is.
What did this rock do to you, Vapor?
This
is the first time hearing.
Yeah, this seems like something you should have mentioned to us.
Because I thought I could control it, but it's out of control. And he looked straight at Aygir. You are now my lucky charm.
You mean
at Adriel? Adriel.
Yeah, Adriel. Sorry.
It's okay. They all have those names.
Yeah, look straight at Adriel and goes, "You're now my lucky charm."
Your lucky charm.
When I am not close to you, I get sense of dread and feel as though the world is going to end or something bad will happen.
Adriel chuckles a little bit, like.
Oh yes. This is why I didn't mention it.
It's quite hilarious, actually.
Wow.
I don't want this.
Talk about karmic retribution.
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking, Walykos. I think we should just let this play out, see what happens. I'm being sarcastic. Obviously, Adriel is being sarcastic.
Vapor is like just doesn't. I want your guys' permission to take him down there. I've already went behind your backs once. You guys made it clear not to do it, so again, I am checking with you first to make sure this is okay.
Well, I trust Duncan. I think my grandfather is trustworthy as long as he doesn't reveal this information of our sanctum to other people.
I'll make sure it's just him and him alone that comes.
Be sure he knows to not discuss this.
I will.
I think we can trust your grandfather. He's done more for this group than I would say any other, person outside the group itself.
I agree. If you think that my grandfather could be of use to deal with your affliction, then perhaps this would be best. I assume I don't have to come though, right? You'll be fine without me?
I will be fine, but there's something I want to talk with you specifically about. The promise I made to get that dagger for you.
Oh yes, my magic weapon, yeah.
Walykos looks, very keenly interested since we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
I spoke to Duncan about it. He agreed to work on helping me cure one alongside. Where are my damn notes? Why do I not have him? Crispin Hallows. Oh, there it is. Crispin Hallows, and then the Broken Tower. I'm blanking on the name. I thought I had it written down. No,
Talking about Canis Spindle's tower?
Canis Spindle. Yeah. Those three will be working on possibly getting you a dagger of some power to replace the one that I destroyed.
I appreciate that. Are you going to have any input on this? Or is it them doing a favor for you?
I will aid them however I can. I have no skill in
his
creating.
magic.
Probably just giving magic into it, but other than that, I don't know what else I can do. I've never attempted to create magical items. They're more knowledgeable of that than I am.
I appreciate this, Vapor, but this doesn't seem to be coming from you. It seems to be coming from my grandfather.
Says Walykos from the corner, just clearing his throat loudly.
Yeah, I kind of look over, and then I look back to Vapor and say, and kind of sigh a little bit and say, I appreciate this, Vapor. Perhaps this will be part of the way to getting us back on the right track. And I kind of say that a bit through gritted teeth.
The only other option I have is to go all the way out to the curtains, and that would take us way out. And even then, I don't know how long that would take, because I would have to find my grandfather and see if he would have something more. And the cost for that, I could not pay.
Well, thank you, Vapor. I look forward to seeing the magic item.
The next time I speak to him, I'll let him know that we can at least start trying to figure something out.
Yep, Adriel will just kind of give you a nod.
Alright. So then with that, Vapor is going to go find a place to lay down and try to sleep. If he's still welcome in the tower. If not, you'll head to the sanctum to get some sleep.
Yeah, once Vapor leaves, Adriel will kind of look to Walykos and Aygir and say, I best be getting to bed as well. And I'm going to give Walykos a look.
Yeah.
Like he's got to...
Well, yeah, that's good. I'll join you soon. But Aygir, I was hoping I might have a word in private with you.
Right, I'll wait for you.
Would I be worried?
I don't know. Is there something you should be worried about?
Why don't you tell me?
I am just messing with you, as they say, Aygir.
I saw Adriel give you a look. What is he up to? What do you want? What does he want?
Come walk with me. We'll have a snack in the kitchen before we such. So I take
Couldn't
you.
say no to that.
Yeah, I take you through the Storm Tower's little kitchen area where we have, and we can be making a sandwich or something, whatever. Whatever we are doing. So
no, you're making a bagel with
lox and cream cheese.
Lox.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's not a bagel.
Fried dogong skins.
Yeah, BLT, except all the letters stand for something different.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I wanted to talk to you, Aygir. I really appreciate what you did for me back when you brought me that Grove Sheen from the Fearbolgs when I had that pain that I was going through. And I was thinking, yeah.
It was really the least I could do for someone who needed it.
Yeah. And you do it for Kana Spindle as well. So it seems like something that you've been doing for those who need it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't meet you. Yeah, no, I think we met after, but I'd heard that you had been doing it with Canis as a business arrangement. He paid you and such.
Well, payment is a very loose term.
Well, you paid the
money
Fearbolgs,
per se.
Well, you have to, I heard that you took it back to the Fearbolgs.
I do somewhat. They have not much use for our hard coins.
Well,
more our arrangement involves help with them getting in and out of town and exchanges of work and that sort of thing. Aygir pulls out and holds up one of those little chintzy bracelets. You know.
Oh yes, I've seen you giving those and selling those. Mostly giving them, I think.
You have one. Do you not? I gave you one.
Of course, and I wear it when I'm not doing my, out and about dangerous things.
Good, because if you don't, then I don't remember his name, but someone would be a bit annoyed at you. Some young Fearbold.
Young Fearbold, yes. Yes, I know exactly where it is right now. Bluff check. No, just kidding.
It's in your junk. Junk
it's
chest
probably
or your
sitting
junk
next
box.
to my bed in like a pile. Yeah, things. But yeah, no, Aygir. So I wanted to talk to you about the Grove Sheen. Is it something that you would be willing to assist? I mean, I would love to, talk to the Fearbolgs, thank them for, what they did for me, because it was bad. It was really bad. And perhaps arrange for getting some more of it. It's not like I need it anymore, but I do enjoy it. And that stuff, once you've had the real stuff, you can't really go back to the watered down version.
I'm with you on that, though. I had never known you to be much of a recreational enjoyer of Grove Sheen. Is this new?
You don't know me as well as you think.
Oh, so, Mr. Mysterious. Okay, yes.
I'm a very private individual.
Private individual. Yes, sure.
What I'm saying is, if you could make an introduction for me to the Fearbolgs, and I could set up some sort of arrangement, I'd be willing to take your advice on this. How best to go about honoring their customs. I know that they don't just sell this like a merchandise. And I would like to, form an arrangement with them that honors their customs, and they would still be willing to provide me with a quantity of it that I am perfectly happy to, keep for Connie Spindle's use, for your use, for my use, for, keep it within our little group and such.
They are not the most amenable to outsiders. I really only got into it because I knew a wonderful man. It's a shame you never met him, my good friend Demiko. You, I think, would get along with him.
I think you told me he was one of the graves in the cave, if I'm not mistaken.
He is, yes, down in our sanctum, yes, of course.
Yeah, just my quarterstaff, this, just leaning on that quarterstaff. Yeah. He sounded like a good fellow, and this is why I think you're perfect. You would make the introduction for me, but after that, it's entirely up to them and me to form a relationship. I'm not asking for you to buy Grove Sheen for me, because I know that would possibly be a strain on your relationship.
I can make no guarantees of this. I could put in a word, I am sure, take you along with me on a trip sometime. They make their own decisions. I have no sway in whether or not you are accepted.
Well,
the most I could do is just...
They seem to be knowledgeable in the nature and such, and
Yes.
I'm wondering if perhaps there's something that I could do for them. I know that there are those caves where the mushrooms
See, now you are
grow.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they're willing to, come to an arrangement with me, perhaps I could, help them with some natural things. The White Raven has...
And that I can help you with, if we are going back out into the Tangle, although I could not do anything to influence what they are going to say. If they need something from you, it is what they decide they need from you.
I'll be honest, if they show me how to grow the stuff, like the real stuff, I'd be willing to try my own hand at it and then reap the fruits of my own labor rather than, necessarily imposing on them if they prefer it that way.
Yes, but if my father's father's father had 4 hooves, he would be a Xena. There is no growing it outside of the tangle if you're not one of them. That's not how it works.
I could grow it in the tangle is what I'm saying. I would help them harvest and grow it.
I would be as surprised as you are if they let you do that. But if you can find a way, then
you know them better
guest.
than me. I think we should open the dialogue with them. And honestly, if nothing else is going on, we have some time to kill. Let's find a time to do this within, our free time.
Yes, but of course we have no time to kill right now. This would have to wait until
I am
after
hoping
everything
that
we are doing now.
Yes, I'm hoping that tomorrow we deal with this plot and such. That'd be fantastic.
If it only takes one day.
But if tomorrow nothing comes of this, if we're told the warehouse was a bust, there were no secret tunnels, we're back to the drawing board. Maybe we'll set this up sometime tomorrow after the day, sometime this week.
Oh, no. It will not be that quick. I can see when I can make it happen, but it's not going to be just any time now. These things take... It's a matter of procedure, there are rights and customs to be followed.
What rights and customs?
Well, first, you need to actually talk to them. We need to arrange a meeting. I need to go. I need to have a reason to go, a legitimate reason, not just because I want to visit. They like me there, but they tolerate me up to a point. It's not like I'm a member of their tribe. Then, once we're actually talking to them more than once, because they are not going to just treat with anyone they've just met, even if I vouch for you. Once that is established, then it is a matter of... Now, the White Raven to you is a god?
Yeah, the White Raven Utsara is a god.
And you are...
To everyone, by the way. It's
you
not
worship...
just me.
Well, yes, I know. But it's a local god, and Aygir's not from here.
It's not a local god, actually. Utsara is not from this island, surprisingly enough.
Yeah,
that's right.
Something, some exception is happening, and it's a mystery.
She's come a long way.
Yeah, she's from Terra Morgana, the actual elven capital of the world.
That's right.
Yeah, remember Haven Isle is just this little island nation to the west.
Right.
I don't know why she's here, but either someone brought some of her here, or she made the journey here, because there's some very important reason that she's here.
So
she's not a small god either. She's
you embarked on the path of being a follower, a worshipper, did you not have to undertake some sort of initiation or conversion rites?
I never really... I'm not a cleric. I'm not a worshiper in that sense. I feel more like I am blessed by her. When she cured me of my affliction, she left a piece of her divine, spark within, which gave me the abilities that I have.
Well, talk of the theological aside. In simple terms, you're going to have to sit in a lot of circles, partake of a lot of grove sheen, and recite a couple of prayers and chants. with a lot of people who you would have to be on a first name basis with before you can reach the point where they would treat with you on this matter.
I get that. So that's going to take time. Why don't you send them a message tomorrow saying that I would like to meet them? Give them time to digest if they are ready to, and then they will send a response when they are.
That I can do. Also, and forgive me if it's not my place to ask this, but you do know that no part of this can ever be a for-profit endeavor. They do not do that. I do not do that. And the quantity really can never exceed. And Aygir pulls out his own, roughly like a fist or a double fist sized bag that he keeps his grocery in, which is like maybe a little less than half full at the moment. It can never exceed about this much for each half of a year.
For half of a year, you've definitely gotten grocery multiple times since I've known you from them.
Okay, fine. That much in a month.
Let's just say it's entirely flexible, and it is not wise to push them to impose upon their...
It's not that flexible. The quantities really cannot be that high. I've never even seen them produce more than about this bag or two of them at once.
I saw how much Spindle got. I saw how much you brought when I was in pain. It's a considerable amount. I know it's not...
So he has, for reference, he's had probably maybe 3 or 3.5 of these bags worth the entire length of the MIRRORMOURN campaign so far.
Mm-hmm. Which has been 2 months? A month? It's not been a huge amount of time.
It's been at least 2 months, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I get what you're saying. I feel like it is flexible, but that's entirely on them. So I will talk to them about that.
Yes,
you probably have never pushed it. Yeah.
Also, again, if you do push it, I will not be responsible for what they do to you, for what the consequences will be. And if any part of this is for profit, it will not happen. You need to know that.
I understand that completely, Aygir.
Now, we should be thinking about what we're doing tomorrow. That is, this is our cross to bear. Cross, there wouldn't be a cross. This is our task at hand for this moment.
Oh, and, trust me, I completely
talk of
understand.
Broshin can wait until there is occasion to smoke it, and not now.
Aygir,
there are times for tense nerves, and this is actually one of them.
As my father used to say, if not now, when?
If not us, then who?
Sometimes one must take the small moments to appreciate. You can't always be fighting. You can't always be focused on the danger in front of you. You have to take those moments where you can to enjoy life. And Groshin, I'll be honest, is one of the ways that it's a small thing, but I mean, I have to take my pleasure somewhere.
I'm glad you have that sentiment. It's a very good thing to be thinking. I'm just a little bit surprised you're thinking it now.
Let me ask you this. Tomorrow, between all the searching, since we're not going to be searching, what are you going to do? Are you going to go back to the broken tower and tinker on your armor?
No, I'm going to do that here. I can't go that far.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you going to tinker on your armor then?
I'm going to sharpen my sword and be ready for a call. That's what I'm going to do.
Yes. Well, my point being...
What are you going to do? Smoke Roshi? It's not exactly a combat enhancement.
I don't have any.
Oh, although just apply that quickly? Oh.
Well, I mean, I didn't have that much. I think didn't I give it to Spindle? I had some, but I've used it. I can't recall what.
I think you just used it on your actual pain back before you transformed.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you have a little, I wouldn't say no. I just don't want to impose on you being a friend,
He reaches into the bag and pulls out a tiny little parcel and
you give me enough for a use or two.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Be careful with it though. It's been a while since you've had it. It doesn't stay around with you.
I understand. It's just like with the dwarves and their drinking and all that, you know, it doesn't stay around. It just in the moment.
If you
Anyway.
show up, if we do raid that warehouse and you show up under the effects of it, I can't promise I'll save you again, like on Blackrock Isle.
Really? Huh. Well, that's interesting. Because I seem to recall, well, let's not get into it. Aygir, I appreciate you. You're a good friend. I hope that everything goes down tomorrow smoothly and we can put this all to rest. Because I'd love to get back to exploring the caves and all those elevators and things that we haven't explored yet.
As would I. I just hope that wagging tongues and time spent with old friends tonight has not wasted what time we did have. Even if there is no rebellion tonight, I don't trust that was not some cover for something.
Yeah, it feels like things are just... It's like two things are pulling in opposite directions. The rebellion and those people, you know, that don't quite want to move yet. And once they start moving in one direction, we won't be able to stop them. We need to act before it gets the momentum, as it were. So
You are preaching to a gathering of preachers.
well, I actually had something else that I was going to try.
Oh, which was what?
The White Raven is here for a reason. We don't really understand why. But the reason that comes to mind for me is something to do with this whole Baal Vandur-ness. She cured my affliction. I'm hoping that I could maybe get in touch with her again if she's still within the city, or... I mean, distance is not the same for her. If she hears my call, she might come. And I'm hoping that she might be able to, well, give us a nudge in the right direction. Even if she can't show me the answer, she might give me what I need to find the answer of where we need to go next.
Well, White Raven or Father Thunder, I hope your prayers are answered to however you need them to be.
Yeah.
And I hope that whatever happens tomorrow, it is in our favor.
Indeed. All right. I don't see much point yapping when we should be.
Yeah, Aygir
rest.
walks off at that without like.
Well, don't
much
forget your
additional
sandwich.
fanfare.
We came to the kitchen. Get your sandwich.
Yes.
We'll give it for you to go. All right. I head back up to the Rook Tower with my sandwich. You know, it's just got like whole big sliced, you know, deli sandwich going on. What does Shaggy from like Scooby-Doo would have.
So you all
from Blondie, hence the name.
You all have spoken. Aygir said his piece, and you know Walykos doesn't seem to be thrilled about it, but there's still some kind of possibility that's there. And you are both very tired. You get something to eat. At this point, you might just be staying awake all night because it's going to be sun up here in, you know, just like a couple hours. Walykos, something that Corgain said seemed to have struck a chord with you, and you were thinking, it's been a while since I have prayed to, spoken to the White Raven,
I
Utsira.
think he's actually prayed to her at all, maybe. Like,
communed in any
once.
sort of fashion.
Yeah. I think he saw her once that night. They followed the Raven to Duncan Mantevale's place. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was like the big interaction where he kept following the Raven.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So what
he's
what
lying
what
down.
are you doing specifically?
He's lying in bed. I told, by the way, Adriel, I told you all about like the plan. I'm like, it's not going to be quick, but I think this is the only way that it's going to be feasible. So
Yeah, Adriel would acknowledge it. Like he'll figure it out with Crawl.
Take the sample that I have. Like, I got you some good sample. This will show proof of concept, but tell him that there just needs to be a time change. He's not going to have it for him tomorrow, you know.
Yeah. No, I think that's reasonable. I didn't tell him a specific time anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he didn't like set up a arrangement with a dealer that you're going to provide to him. He didn't jump the gun, hopefully. But yes, I'm like, let me make my own arrangement with the Fearbolgs. I feel like once we cut out Aygir, it's more feasible to sustainably do this if I can create that relationship with the Fearbolgs.
I agree, yeah. I'll show them the sample, and if needed, I'll give them a bit of gold.
And the two of us can actually do some side missions, wink wink, for the Fearbolgs to like go into the caves, get them some rare mushroom stuff that they need, you know, things like that.
Of course, and I'm more than willing to do a bit of dirty work.
Or honestly, once we know where they grow it, we're both pretty stealthy. We might just liberate some of the grove sheen if we can find a way to harvest it. You know, I mean, it goes missing in the forest. They're gonna, you know, have sentries and stuff. But if they can't spot us and we can get past their guards, then
I agree. Do you think that they might teach us how to grow it ourselves, perhaps?
We'll see. I'm not gonna say yes or no. We'll just I'll see how the meeting goes.
Yeah, because if we can get a way of doing that ourselves, even if we had to grow it in the in their own fields, that would be very beneficial, because then we could produce.
I mean, yeah, it grows in the tangle. But the tangle's a large area. I don't think the Fearbolgs own the entire tangle.
No, I don't think they did.
So we can find a place in the tangle that we could set up our own little, you know, hidden farm, as it were. Put some camo nets over top of it, you know.
You're gonna take on the cartel.
We're gonna take on the Fearbolg cartel.
Yeah. Well, at the
think of the money.
At the very least, I at least now have a contact for us to get either grove sheen or any other kind of supplies through the into Barnacle.
Honestly, with magic, we might be able to do something more with the growing of the grove sheen outside the tangle. We'll see.
Yes, for now, I think I'm going to get some rest. I'm quite tired.
I'm going to get some rest too.
Grove sheen can be grown outside the tangle. It is done by people who aren't Fearbolgs.
Correct.
It's just theirs is the real stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If we can find a way to make the real stuff under the right conditions, it's just like what Vapor did with his experimenting with potions and the, you know. Everything.
Although again, also, if you do violate the sanctity of this, and there's like a conflict about it, Aygir will definitely be on the other side of it.
But here's the great thing: even if they don't, if they show us how to make it, even if they don't like that we're doing it, they can't stop us.
Well, they can. They could just kill us.
Not if we grow it in Barnacle. Then they'd have to go into Barnacle.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not like assassins can sneak into a city. Yeah,
we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Out of character, do kind of like how we're steadily racking up reasons why pretty much each and every character here would have a motive to murder each and every other character if things went just a certain way.
Whoa.
Okay, Adriel.
I don't know why I would kill Vapor yet.
Walykos, question mark.
But anyways,
question mark.
Let's focus on the White Raven.
Only one I have right now is just Nick's character.
White Raven. Okay, where I'm lying down for bed, and as I close my eyes, I want to focus and meditate a little bit, and I feel like I'm calling out to the image in my head of what I remember the White Raven looked like, and I call it by Utsera, you know. The name of the White Raven. And maybe I drift to sleep that way. Maybe like I'm meditating and nothing seems to happen, but I fall asleep somewhere in the meditations. But well, dreams are a way to, you know, reach out sometimes as well. Or maybe that state right between the waking and the dreaming.
I would like you to make going to be a wisdom check.
Oh no, not a wisdom check. My highest stat.
And if you have proficiency in religion, apply that to it.
Sure. Okay. All right. It is an 18.
18? Okay.
Fairly good.
So you say a type of prayer. It seems to be an intuitive, within the silence of your own mind, visualization based prayer. And you drift off to sleep. And these thoughts carry into your dreams, and you see some different images in your dream. You see this old grandfatherly elf who is tending to wounded and injured and downtrodden and poor, and also stacking stones up into these beautiful elven cairns. And you see this strange, doomful behemoth thing lurking in the depths of the ocean, wearing a necklace of halfling heads. You see a colossal, vaporous jellyfish slowly billowing through the sky with tendrils of lightning whipping about.
I feel like I'm crossing my wires here with other gods. I need to find the right number for the god.
You see a strange, maned giant eel slithering in the watery depths of a shrine.
Funny thing is, I think I know all the names of like all of these. You've
Yeah.
told us about each one of these throughout the campaign.
You see a massive physalopod with luminescence that just has all these spawns and spores about her in the shallows.
Penguin.
You see this other strange, almost mermaid-like, elven-ish, sea elf type beautiful woman, and all about her are these snails and barnacles and sea slugs and starfish and squids and all these kind of lesser ocean creatures. You see this giant crab skittering about the ocean floor with this like massive pincers big enough to
Go back to the
sever
elf lady.
sever a chunk off of the island.
Yeah.
And there, far across the ocean, you almost feel like you're flying across the ocean. There at the far shores of a great elven continent, you see this like glimmer of this Utsira, and you hear her call. You awaken from your dream in a trance-like state. Everyone is asleep, and it is very, very quiet. You don't know if this is a lucid dream or what, but it's very dark. And that far-off cry of the raven that you heard in the dream, you're hearing that at the window. Getting nearer.
In this dreamlike state, very calm, he slowly sits up, and he just kind of like turns towards the window, still kind of in his bed, but like just looking towards the window, which was shut when they went to sleep, but maybe it's open.
The window is shut. The shutters, those big heavy shutters.
If it's still shut, he will get up, thinking, like he just needs to go to the window and open it because he thought he heard the white raven.
You are practically floating as you are in this sleepwalking, trance-type lucid state. And you really can't tell if this is real or not. And you go to the window, and you open it, and it all seems to be happening in this strange time signature, if I can call it that. You feel floating, and drifting is probably the right word. And it's so dark outside. It's that darkest before dawn moment, that last moment of utter dark. And then you see this like little ray of light on the horizon, like the sun is just starting to crack the horizon and start to overtake and vanquish the night. And you see this floating white raven with slow wing beats, just like drifting through the air towards you.
I feel
and
like,
it comes to hover. It comes to hover close to the window that you're looking out of, this upper tower window.
Yeah, I feel like I reach out with my hands and just like hold it for it to land, if it will. And I won't say anything and just want to see what it does first.
You reach out your hand, and it's very dreamlike. You can't tell if this white, glowing, luminescent white raven is like slowly coming to land on your hand, or if you're floating towards it. You're getting closer somehow.
Understood.
And then there is this sting of pain, of very bad pain, and there's blood on your hand, and it has pecked you, and your hand hurts terribly. Then everything shifts suddenly, very dreamlike. It's very surreal, and there's this shifting sensation, and there's no more blood on your hand. There's no pain either. There's blood in your mouth, and you look, and it's the white raven that is wounded, and it like kind of flutters away from you. Again, it's this slow, like how in dreams, even if you want to go really fast, you're in this slow motion state.
I do. I say,
and it's like it's trying to get away from you, that you've bit it.
Exactly, and I get where it like swapped places. I don't say the words, but I think them. In the dream, it's like my mouth doesn't move, but like maybe it's audible in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I or however it is, and I think, wait, I need to speak with you. Please don't go yet.
Wait, I need to speak with you. Please don't go yet. Your things become more lucid, a little sharper, like a haze of dreams starting to recede back, and you are floating outside the tower in the air, and there's this aura of light that seems to be supporting you, and you are looking into the tower, and the raven it's inside of one of the bird cages. There are no other birds in that cage, and the cage door is open. And it's in there, and it has blood like trickling down from this kind of a nasty bite wound on it.
Can I don't have I'm not using spells in a dream state or anything like that, but can I like focus on the wound, and like I feel regret like that I caused that, and I want to, like, that's my intention, like to heal the wound, and maybe that will, create that trust again where she'll listen to me. It's all very like dream emotions over, like, I don't know, like I don't have a plan on how I'll heal it. I just want it to be healed. You know what I mean?
Okay. The raven pokes its head out the open cage door. And there is a voice. Now, it's not that the raven just like opens and shuts its beak and talks like a person. It just kind of like opens its mouth, and this voice just emanates off of it, like this kind of, like it's almost like a harmonic, like a reverberation, just fills the space and fills you with this.
It's just
a beautiful,
from the raven.
Yeah. It's this beautiful feminine voice, the same voice you heard at that moment in the what would we call it, the den of sin, right?
Yeah.
At that moment of transformation. Why have you hurt me, Walykos?
I did not intend to hurt you. I do not know how I came to hurt you, but I want to help you, and I want to ask for your help in return. It seemed to me...
You want my help, but you want to bite me.
I do not want to bite you. It seemed to me that you bit me, but in that action was me biting you. I can't say how that came to be, because that is not my intention.
You dreamed that I bit you, Walykos. But you grabbed me and bit me.
I had no control over that. I'm sorry.
We always have control over our resentments, over our lusts for revenge. You have only to look at it for what it is, to admit it, to seek repentance, to come back to the light.
May I try to heal your wounds? I want to make it better. I want to heal. If I hurt you, whether I intended to or not, I'm sorry.
When you heal the one who is closest to you, then you will have healed me.
You're
when you
talking
help
about Adriel.
the one who has gone astray, then you will have cured the wound and the bite.
I don't know how. I'm trying, but it's more difficult. I would have an easier time healing myself. I have control over myself, but I cannot control another. Even you. It seems as though I am unable to heal you. If it was something I could do myself, an action I can do, I would.
You care for a large flock of birds here.
We do.
If you saw that there were a monster in your house and the birds were flying into its gaping mouth, would you not grab them and hold them back?
Honestly, I think that would not solve the problem. The monster would still be in the house. I think stopping the monster, getting it out of the house, would be the better way to save the birds than just trying to hold them. Because as soon as I release them, they'll fly back to the monster.
Can you do this thing? Can you expel the monster from your house? Can you exorcise the demon from your own home?
I don't know if that's something that's within my power. I'm not a god. I'm not more than I am. Like, honestly, I'm strong, but I'm just a man. An elf in the city. I'm doing everything I can just to hold together against Baal Vondor's machinations, and he is currently trying to harm so many more. I know that there's a darkness in Adriel, and I know what your warning foretells, but I'm trying the best I can, and I can't force him to make a choice.
If you cannot force him, then you can at least not follow him down the path to destruction.
We walked a path together. We have walked a path for so long. I don't think it is the path to destruction. I'm hoping that I can save him, but it's not something that I can...
You feel yourself start to falter, as though whatever's holding you aloft is losing its strength.
Wait.
And you are high above the ground.
Wait.
The doubt is starting to creep in.
Sir, I want to help him, and I think that there is a way that could happen, but it's not going to be my choice. It's going to be his. You want me to turn away from him? I think that will drive him to the monster even faster than if I continue to try to help him. And I can't turn away. I might not be able to save him, but neither can I turn away and abandon him. And if that means that I can't benefit from your blessings anymore, I understand. I will return to the monster that I was.
What of when this goes to its ultimate end and you must choose to remain by the side of Adriel and follow him into the pit of darkness, or you must separate yourself from him and choose the path of light, even if that would put you at odds to one another.
That's something that I don't have an answer. If I did, then I would have already made up my mind to either go or to stay, but I am not omniscient. I don't know what the future holds. Perhaps there's another way, something that doesn't lead to one of these two divergent paths. But Sarah, I know what you want from me, and I will do my best to try and follow your way that you've shown me, but I can't just abandon him either. And I'm the only one that he listens to. So if there's any hope for him, it has to come from me. As I said, if it fails, if I end up doomed on the path, well, I won't drag you with me. You can remove the blessing that you gave me. Make me as monstrous on the outside as I would be on the inside. But that's not what I intend. That's not what I want. I would prefer to, with your help, find a way to stop this monster and not destroy it. Not destroy Adriel in the process.
The Raven looks at Adriel sleeping there in his bed and looks back to you.
I gave him the feather.
I will not destroy him either. I have come to separate light from dark, but I have not come as a destroyer.
What light from dark brought you here? Was it Belvander?
It was the prayer, the Lord of the Storm Tower, devout and pure at his moment of darkest depth.
If even Duncan Mantevale could be saved at that darkest moment, it sounds to me like you're exactly the patron that Adriel might need in his moment when he's made so many mistakes and gone down the path that he hopes would lead him to his happiness. There's still a chance, right?
I am the undying hope. I am the promise of the new dawn.
Then, just like his grandfather, I think he needs to realize himself. It would be meaningless if I were to rob him of his choice. Not to say that I won't try to still sway him. I just know him. Utsera, can you give me any guidance? We're struggling right now with Belvander and his machinations with the city. I don't know how much you know, if you're one of the gods who can see things that are happening, or if you are as much in the dark as we are. But I could really use some guidance if you can. And it might help if I could show Adriel that you are able to provide this sort of powerful guidance in our time of need. He's one that believes in things he can see and touch.
My blessing is upon you, and it is upon Duncan Mantevale. I have offered it to Adriel, and he has rejected it. This dawn I will visit Duncan Mantevale and his tower mage. I'll provide to them one more boon in the hopes of swaying Adriel.
One more boon? What boon?
The weapon to fell the enemy.
I think that might be something that it has a chance. Is that the extent of what you were able to do?
I will be as close as you all can bring me, as close as an embrace that you can give.
Well, I gave Adriel your feather, and he still has it on him, so I'm hoping that you'll be close when the time comes. I will try to lay the foundation, pave the way, but only he can walk it.
It is true. In the light there is freedom. We can see and we can know and we can choose. In the darkness there is confusion, there is blindness, and inevitably enslavement.
Well, if that is everything, is there anything I can do for you? You've traveled so far from your home. For me, for Duncan, for presumably, to stop the enemy, which is Belvandor in my eyes, but perhaps there is something else supporting him, a god or some sort of evil that he calls upon. I know he's some sort of magus of some sort. But is there anything I can do for you?
Give my blessing to all of your companions, and tell them that the only way to see through this terrible plight is to come into the light of truth, of goodness, of hope. No more scheming. No more things that require concealing. They may come into the light of day and take wing, or they can remain under the cloak of shadow. It is their choice. One leads to destruction, and one leads to life.
That's very ultimatum. Is there no gray? Is there no neutrality between the light and the dark? I don't mean to...
You seek something that is halfway?
I would seek something that is...
Would you eat a fruit that is half rotten?
If I was starving, yes.
Would you drink a cup that was half poisoned?
If I knew it was poison, no. However, rarely is things so black and white. Half-poisoned cup is not half-poisoned, it is fully poisoned. You phrase
that
it
is my
in
point
such a way.
exactly.
I mean no disrespect, and I am grateful, but we are not paragons who can all live to the standards, of this, what you expect. We can try, but even myself, I am not wholly good. I will never be wholly good. I could try for every day till my dying day, and I might still not exceed or meet those expectations.
You speak wise words, Walykos. Indeed, a person is not a star, so lofty and majestic. But you must bind yourself to that star and have it be your aim, for if it is not, then you are seeking out the gulf, the abyss, the terrible shadows below.
I can promise you this.
My mother demands everything from those who seek to follow the light. Anything short from your utmost devotion and best is not going to see you through.
Well, then I can promise you this. I will always have that star in my sights fixed. I always aim to do good. Even if I fail, if my intention is good, then I hope that you can see my reasoning, even if my actions are ones that are not agreed with personally, because your perspective is not necessarily the same. I will justify my actions in every chance I get if I am given a chance, and I will try to do good and try to live up to what you say these ideals are. The light, the no more secrets. But sometimes I may have to keep a secret because it does more good than harm. My mentor, he taught me that sometimes we have to act not openly, but we have to take actions that help others covertly. It's examples like that I'm trying to make.
Well, you'll have to make your best judgment in those cases, and I do hope that your judgment proves wise in the end.
Time will tell.
You do feel a glimmer of hope in your chest. You regain a bit of the control over your floating, and you make your way to the ledge, and you pull yourself up into the tower. And the raven says before departing, "Rouse your allies. Tell them that they have the choice to embrace the path of the White Raven or to not, and that one leads to life and one leads to destruction. It is theirs to make."
Okay, I can give them that message. And I can't choose their path,
the white
but I will try
the White
to
Raven
convince them.
flies away. She flies away.
That's why I
She leaves three.
my dream, and I let loose an arrow. No, just kidding.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, no. Killing the god in my dream kills it in real life. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So you come completely to your senses, and there you are, just
Standing.
on the ground by the window ledge, and there are 3 white raven feathers.
Huh. Almost
And
like
this-
there's 3 of us. Yeah. Who don't have a white raven feather. Yeah.
And there's this message that kind of resounds in your mind to rouse your allies and to present them this choice to accept or not.
I take the feathers.
And the rays of dawn, streaking across the sky now.
Yeah, I take the feathers, and I guess we're about to stop the session because we're at 3 hours. But
do you guys want to
next time.
continue this out and finish this scene?
Sounds like it did just finish.
Well, Walykos could rouse each of you and offer the feather and offer the choice of.
I think we could start the next
Of the
session
path.
with that.
Yeah, that might be.
You're gonna start the
good,
next session with that?
I think it's a good way to
Might
start.
be
the
good.
next
Like,
session, yeah.
okay, we're about to start on our way towards
Okay.
the warehouse or wherever we're going with that. Here's
Okay.
the feather as an extra added thing.
yeah, I was also going to tell Adriel about the weapon that he would potentially, the White Raven, is going to help the grandfather make. So, yeah, there's a lot
Okay.
to discuss, and I think it's more than what we should try to cram in at the end.
Okay, I think that's fitting as well then. So we will pause things there. And great
Sorry,
session,
guys,
everybody.
Kind of, taking up a lot of space there.
No, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I was enjoying listening to it. I mean, to be fair, part of it was about Adriel, so maybe that's why. But
They're so interested. I get you. Yeah, I felt like maybe I was not on the top of my game, so I apologize.
no, I thought it was good. Personally, I was enjoying just listening to the roleplay.
Another great session. Yeah, I'm not going to say much more. Like I've already said this a couple times before. There's so much going on and so much at stake that any little blurb, any blib, flib, blib, blib, any little quip of mine could be spoiler.
Himself.
Yeah, so I'll
We're
just
all
say
gonna die.
great session.
Yep.
And thank you all for playing, and thanks everyone for following along with the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you
Definitely.
for running, Esper. We really appreciate you. The music,
My pleasure.
fantastic.
Yeah, the music's doing good. I need to get some more music. Add and
The
grow
ambience
the
is
library.
awesome,
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So we will be playing again here in a couple weeks, and
Indeed.
see everybody then.
Absolutely.
Bye for now.
See you guys.